name's Owen, and I'm the Dungeon Master of our Return of the Giants 5th edition homebrew campaign.
Hi, I'm Ali. I'm playing Lyra, the Eladrin Spore Druid, and she is just a little bit obsessed with mushrooms.
Hi, my name's Simon. I'm playing the character of Ember. I'm a wildfire druid who's on a quest to be the very best there ever was.
Hi, I'm Dave, and I play Harry Harrington, the Harrengon, the roguish merchant with the heart of gold.
My name is Christian. I'm playing Bartholomew, the romantic dancing Owlin, Paladin of devotion.
Hi, my name is Matt, and I'll be playing Niles Silverwind, the Owlin, Way of the Sympathy Monk.
Hey guys, I'm Jared. I play the character of Threign, the boisterous frost giant, the Goliath, path of the giant Barbarian.
Hello there, lovely listener. This is just a warning to let you know that this episode of Return of the Giants may contain adult language or adult themes. Hello! Welcome back, everybody. Hello there, and welcome back to the Lost Archives. It is wonderful to see all of your gorgeous faces once again. We are here. We are playing Return of the Giants, the premier homebrew D&D campaign that you can find right here live on twitch.tv/The Lost Archives or on YouTube at the Lost Archives D&D or on any podcast platform of your choosing. We have a very exciting session for you tonight. We have one apology. Simon is unable to make it at the moment. He may be able to jump in a little bit later. Unfortunately, there's been a fair bit of travel for him with work, so he's in Sydney at the moment, and our work laptops don't play nicely with a lot of the things that we need. So I think he's having a go with it, but it doesn't seem like he's had much luck. So we may see him, we may not. I will play the character of Ember and Flicker tonight for as long as I need to. He's given me a little brief of what his kind of actions in combat will be, because we did indeed, flawless transition, we did indeed finish in the midst of combat last session. So we will be jumping right back in after a quick recap. In terms of other fun news and announcements to share, I have just finished recording the very last episode of Aloft for the time being. We've played everything there is on offer in Aloft. I did a full build video of the final island we'd not had a bit of a play around with yet, the Red Cliffs biome. I said it'd probably take me about 2 or 3 hours to do the build video. It took me twice that, so I have split it into a part 1 and a part 2 for the full build video. Those 2 episodes will be dropping in the next couple of days. You'll see them coming out. And then we are jumping back into the Wandering Village. I am so excited for the Ruins update. I've had Philomena from Strayford Studios actually reach out, one of the community managers and devs reach out to say, just a heads up, we've released a new update. Would you like to take a jump back in? We've been loving your videos. Thank you so much, Strayford. I'm really honored that you've watched our videos. I'm very happy to jump back in with the Ruins update. I'm super, super stoked for more of the Wandering Village. It's so good. That is the only fun announcements I think I have to share. Anything else, anything fun to share before we do the recap and start the session? Nope. Looking all good. Sweet. In that case then, let me do the recap. I've done a cut down, quicker version of the recap so we can get straight back in, and we will be starting right now. The Tempest Adventuring Guild, a name now legendary across the lands of Nostea, is taking on the threat posed by the return of the Giants. Lyra, Niles, Harry, Ember, Threign, and Bartholomew have returned to the surface after an extended expedition through the Underdark, and are now preparing for a journey northward. Having recovered Bart's severed wings from the shackles of Obsidian Foot, the group have decided to track down the Flesh Sculptor in the hopes its magic can restore them. Before departing by airship to the nearby town of Willwood, though, the team caught up with the Tempest Guild leaders Mira, Azura, and Lockie, sharing the details of their Heartstones and the concerning developments they had learned about them. Taking some downtime, the team organised the creation of some key magic items, inked their skin with magic tattoos, and even got Bart drunk for the first time. I guess they also got drunk Bart for the first time. Both would have worked. While attempting to catch up on some well-earned sleep, Ember soon found himself experiencing an intense and seemingly prophetic dream in which he watched flames begin to burn away his homeland, mountains erupting and spewing forth an endless stream of dark smoke and smouldering lava across the land. Pretty disturbed by this vision, Ember rushed over to the Messenger Guild Tower to seek any news from his home. Bullying a Swan Aarakocra supervisor into giving him both the news he feared, the eruption of a volcano off the coast of his grove, and a detailed map of the area, Ember returned to the guild with his heart heavy. The group reunited in the crisp early morning air to meet their hired airship captain, who was taking them to Willwood. To their surprise, however, the guild had booked a tourist airship, the last-minute nature of their trip somewhat limiting the available options. Following the ship's skipper, an air ganassi called Cumulus, or Luz, to the small cloud skimmer, the team boarded the older vessel and began their journey south in search of the Flesh Sculptor. Chatting to the bubbly ganassi, Harry soon realised she was a member of the Thieves Guild as well, resulting in a moment of suspicion between the two before they agreed not to mess with the other. Arriving at the town of Willwood, the group made their way to the tavern, hoping to locate the Flesh Sculptor. While the others chatted the innkeeper, Niles spotted a seagull Aarakocra approaching the town with the morning mail, and headed on over to introduce himself. After a polite chat, during which Niles subtly questioned the messenger Bryce, seeking to check for malicious intent, the two parted ways on good terms. The team made their way under the tavern to the lair of the Flesh Sculptor, the earthen walls giving way to burnished steel and glowing crystals. Inside the main chamber, the group passed by rows of large glass cylinders with various creatures floating in a green liquid. Awaiting below was the insect-like Flesh Sculptor, large compound eyes reflecting the bright white light shining down from above. Despite the strange appearance and mannerisms of the creature, Lyra soon had the party joining in conversation with Rizicic, as they bartered over how to fund the creation of new wings for Bartholomew. During the chat, the team learned a little bit more about the creature and its people, as well as more about the situation with Hadar, including that the Dark Hunger had previously ignored Nostea, but seemed to be moving back towards the planet since the Giant's return. While Rizicic worked on the wings, he requested the team assist him with an escaped sample down in the lower levels. Making their way through the metal corridors, the team arrived at the location, calling out to the figure hiding behind the door. Despite its attempts to trick the party, a clever and quick use of Zone of Truth trapped the devil-like creature in its lies and forced it to reveal itself and its true form. The team rushed in to take it down, the strange devil releasing a number of the creatures still trapped in the containment nearby. We left off last session with the party fighting against the monstrosities released by the devil, an enormous beast with a giant maw and long grasping tentacles charging at Niles and Ember, wrapping them in a spiny embrace. And that is where we left off last session. I am going to put on some more appropriate music to help us get into the zone of our current situation. Yeah, that's good. That's perfect. And we will be jumping straight back into initiative. We ended the initiative, which means we are back at the top of the round. Harry, you are up first. Just to give you a bit of a lay of the land again, I'll bring us across to the map really quickly. To give you a bit of the lay of the land for our lovely podcast listeners, the room that you are all currently in is rectangular in nature, elongated, but with rounded walls and bevels pushing in and creating these kind of like titan spaces along the walls. There are a number of cylinders, these massive glass containers full of green liquid, some of them seemingly showing shapes hiding in the dark gloom, with an enormous, now broken glass cylinder at the far end. The devil-like creature, this humanoid male with tiny horns protruding from the forehead, slightly bluish tinged skin, has rushed to the very far back of the room, having taken a few hits and being wrapped in fairy fire, making them very visible at all times. They have rushed to the back of the room and have released this enormous creature called an Otuya. It's easily 20 feet long, 10 feet tall, this massive monstrous maw taking up most of its body, almost a little bit boulette-like in its shape, this enormous massive jaw that widens far beyond the normal reach, needle-like teeth inside, and protruding from its back and tail are these long tentacles wrapped in spines and flesh-like grasping growths. Currently, Niles and Ember are wrapped up in those tentacles, grappled by them and held in place. Bart is locking down a quivering mass of tentacles, eyes and mouths, a gibbering mouther that has been pushed back inside the container that it was released from, while Harry and Lyra stay to the back of the room, sniping from afar. Hopefully that's a really good visual place to get all the podcast listeners back in. Harry, it is your turn.
Are you sure? I think Niles might have been before me because he used his wave of sympathy to go first.
Niles got to pick. You might be muted, man.
I think he did go first, though.
Was it you first, Niles?
I did pick to go first, sorry.
Sweet.
Yep.
That's all right. I'll move around. That's easily done. In that case,
Easy.
then,
Done
Niles,
deal.
you are first.
So I am grappled by this thing, aren't I?
You are currently grappled by the Otuya. The fleshy growths, these long tentacles, wrapping around your body, but more concerningly, spines bursting through the flesh, leaving these like bleeding pustule-like wounds in its side, These spines are starting to pierce through your clothing, scratching against your skin, even underneath your thick plumage.
Does it give the restrained condition or just grappled?
It is the grappled condition, not the restrained.
Oh, thank God.
So you have a speed of 0, and you have disadvantage on attack rolls against any other target than the grappler.
Can I attempt to break out of the grapple?
Yes, you can. You may make a athletics or acrobatics check to try and escape as your action.
Yeah, I don't love using an action to do that, but
You will get out of its grapple if it's unconscious.
That's very true. If it's
very
dead,
true.
If it's dead, it can't hold you.
Magic the Gathering. If you can't remove the creature on the battlefield, just remove the player.
You know what? As well,
We don't condone any level of violence towards Magic the Gathering. Wait, Magic the Gathering players? I take it back. You're fine. Carry on.
Amazing. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna punch it.
Punch it.
Yeah.
You got advantage.
Let me.
Oh, sorry, no, you don't have advantage, but you have. Yeah, sorry, you don't have advantage, but you do have.
Well,
yeah, you good.
I'm gonna hit it.
Yes.
First of all, I'm gonna hit it to see if I hit. I don't have an advantage or anything. This is just a straight roll.
Actually, technically with Ember there. Oh, but he's not quite flanking, and he's grappled too. I would argue that when you're both grappled by the tentacles, he's not really providing you a strategic melee advantage. So no, so yeah. So
does 14 hit it?
14 does hit the Otuya.
Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna roll damage.
Otuya. I actually don't know how to pronounce this. Otyugh. Otyugh.
Not a super great roll of my damage. It's only 6 points of damage. But I also took the grappler feat, so I will need the Otuya to make a because I'm going to grapple it. We're both going to we're having a grapple
each other.
Guys.
Yeah.
Now I believe with the 2024 rules, I think they've changed it to either strength or dexterity for grappling.
I'll definitely do strength, given that its dexterity is not so sick.
I just put it in the chat. I found it on the Forgotten Realms wiki.
Atyughs. Really?
Atyughs?
Apparently.
That's good.
Nah, I'm overruling it. On Nostea, it's called Otuya.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Goth pronunciation. Otiof.
There you go.
Otiof. It is Otiof. It is Otiof. If it's the Otiao. Let's go Otiao. Otyugh. Oh man, I can't remember.
The question is, do any of the characters actually know?
No,
what the,
this is where I do. This is players only. This is players only knowledge.
It's a big toothy worm thing.
The way you were explaining it last session, it just sounds like a demon elephant with like a trumpeting noise.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah, absolutely. That strength save is definitely a fail, Niles. That's going to be a 6.
Amazing. So it is now grappled by me.
That is its charge attack.
And since it is grappled by me, I now do advantage on my attacks.
Nice.
So let's bloody go.
That's its charge attack gone. Fantastic work. Yep. As you basically staunchly drop down, grab the tendril, and you like spear it with your foot, holding it down so that it's wrapped around you, but you're also slamming it into the ground underneath you, keeping it pinned with your sharp talons.
Yep. Yeah. The grappler feat gives me advantage now that I have it grappled.
You've got a grappled target.
I can't move with it like I normally use movement to move it around, but because I am also grappled, I can't do that. But that's okay. I'm going to hit it again.
We call this the padlock, where you basically lock down the enemy and they've locked down you. Everyone's speed is 0. It's just how it's the padlock for sure.
Yeah, it's the padlock.
The padlock.
The padlock maneuver.
Yep.
Go with it. Do any of those hit?
15 does. Natural 1 does not. So the first attack is a 15. The good news is, you got the advantage. The 15 definitely hits.
Amazing. So we'll roll some damage there.
9
so that's going to be 9 points of damage.
Nice.
And then I'll use Flurry of Blows as well, which I believe is 2 more? Yep.
2 more unarmed strikes for Flurry of Blows.
So there'll be some more rolls here.
As the creature bellows in pain, these blasts of very quick strikes as Niles' fists almost seem to blur in this moment as you strike at the base of the tentacles. 11 and 10. We'll take the 11, but it is not enough.
And a 2.
25's good, though. 25's good.
We'll see if we get nope, no crit damage there. So I'll just do this straight.
25?
Unarmed strike.
11 points of bludgeoning damage.
The only other thing which I forget now. With my what is it? My affinity with the Storm Giant.
Yes.
Is that a reaction or a bonus action, or is that just a free thing that I can do?
Let's have a quick look. Let me pull it open, and we will talk it through. That's okay. No, let's talk it through. Let me pull it open.
Oh my god, I forgot we had those.
Yeah.
Me too.
What?
Where are they listed again?
They're in your features and traits.
Yeah.
Let me pull open the giant echoes. Here we go. So your giant echo is the... Which one have you got? Sorry, Niles?
Well, it isn't here, but it's the one that does the... it's basically a stunning strike, but does the lightning damage as well.
That's right. So let me pull it open. I'm trying to see which... I can't remember the name of your giant... that's all right. I've got it here. Go.
Sindaris is the name.
Yes, I'm just trying to remember what class, because I gave them all special classes. I don't know if because I was like, oh, I'll create these like old giant versions of the classes. Like the fighter was called the warder, the paladin was called the devotary, I think. No, that was the cleric. Here we go. I've got yours. So you've all got your resonance feature. So Sindaris is. Where is Sindaris? Oh, do you not have No, because you've got Sindaris in your own thing. Can you have a quick look and tell me what Sindaris's...
I am opening up that character sheet.
Here we go. I've got it.
Right this second. Oh, you got it as a skull, yeah.
So your resonance feature is the inspire. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, you've got the resonance feature is the inspire because you were the skald for Sindaris. He was the skald.
I thought he had an ability that gave him that lightning damage. I don't know what that is
I think
though.
That might be something different. Do you have it in? Because I've got the skald one here, and the skald is the as a reaction you can spend a charge to give an ally within 30 feet on a weapon or spell attack. So you can basically.
No.
And then you have the charges.
That's okay. I will find it later.
Okay,
that's fine. That's okay.
That's all good.
No problem.
Alrighty. Anything else on your turn, Niles? Otherwise, we should switch to Hibby.
I probably would just... I mean, I am grappled, so I have a speed of 0, right? So I can't...
It's very true.
Position. I can't do anything then.
Harry, it is your turn.
Yes. The goo around the mouther, right?
Yeah.
Do I have a sense of whether I have to do some sort of strength check like Bart did when I enter it, or is it when I start my turn there?
The goo that's around it, the goo from inside the chamber has sort of spilled across the floor. Bart's sort of wading through it. It's more as you get close to it, you can hear this strange, almost like it's constantly making these gibbering noises at all times. And you notice that when Bart walked into that
wisdom, that's right,
zone, he seemed to sort of like cover his ears for a moment and then power through it. I was trying not to
So it was when he entered the zone.
It seems like when he was within, as soon as he entered the range, as soon as he was within range of this.
Well, okay. Well, Harry's not going to enter it then. Is there a high vantage point anywhere that I can climb up to within my 30 feet zone?
The cylindrical chamber right next to you is probably about 20 feet.
There was some ooze and stuff that came out. You just told me before.
This one here, yeah. When you cracked it, you watched there's a bit of liquid begin to drain out, but nothing else has happened since.
Can I see any shadowy things in the ooze or anything that that could? I mean, it could be flammable. I guess I wouldn't be able to tell.
Question.
Okay. Any other vantage points? No other vantage points.
That's probably the main, most obvious vantage point if you're wanting to sort of stay away from the Atuya. If you were to rush forwards near where Lyra's moonbeam is currently active, there is a large mechanical-looking structure right in the path of the moonbeam and right next to the Atuya that's about sort of 6 feet off the ground if you wanted to get up a bit of height there.
Okay, Harry stays where he is, and he's gonna shoot at the gibbering mouther. Because Bart's next to him, I get my sneak attack damage if it hits.
Absolutely.
I don't think I was able to
did you
hide
switch
last
to
time.
Stormward? Here we go. Yeah. Sorry. So I think at one point you must have been using the Bard, and then you switched it to the Sorcerer, the Stormward.
Yes.
So
that's
whenever you
correct.
make a melee ranged or spell attack, you then can, once per long rest, you can add an extra D6 lightning.
I will do that next turn. That's okay.
Sweet as. Harry, 22 on the attack.
22 to hit. Yep.
22 to hit.
And
23
roll on the
damage.
damage too.
That is awesome.
I would like to push it with my my heavy crossbow, the push action, to try and like push it as far back in the cylinder as I can to like try to pin it almost.
The gibbering mouther. Yes, absolutely.
Yep, maybe onto glass, maybe onto the wall behind, but just kind of like if Bart wants to move away, I'm hoping to try and make that easier for him, if that makes sense.
Now, Harry, I just want to confirm that was 12 piercing damage and 11 sneak attack.
Yep, plus my hex damage, which I need to roll still.
Yes, please roll me the hex damage.
D6.
+5.
That's 5.
Harry,
so
how would you like to do this?
28 damage.
Hey.
How would you like to do this?
So I like to think that Harry's trying to like pin the gibbering mouther so that Bart can escape.
Yep.
And the crossbow, which is like at this point, it's like a magic crossbow, right? It's not. It's a conjured one in a sort of way.
Yeah.
Which is like what I played in Skyrim, a spell bow.
Nice.
And I shoot the bolt.
Describe how this looks. What would your crossbow look like? Is it sort of like this digital kind of construct that that is made for you by Figment? Does he kind of construct this for you? Is it just a ghostly apparition of a crossbow? What does it look like? What does your crossbow look like?
Yeah. I'm imagining like, like the old school Digimon where there was like bands of numbers kind of like spinning around.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely
like
fantastic. Yes.
And then the bolt, it's just like a trail of 0-1s behind it.
Nice.
And it flows through the sky.
I'll have it so it's like all these these like
then,
giant symbols form around Harry, these like giant numerals, and then you watch as this trail of symbols flies out the back as this beam of energy shoots out of your hand, Harry, out of this little crossbow that you summon. Well, sorry, heavy crossbow, out of this massive crossbow construct that kind of wraps around your arm. Do you want to be like Mega Man style, where it's like partly your arm is in it?
I actually don't hate that. Let me have a think. I think right now it's a crossbow, but Figgy and Harry can collude because
you can make it look however you want.
Really,
you got full creative control.
Exactly.
Here.
We can customize it in the transmog system later. Anyway, Harry, boom, upper jaw of the mouther and pins it in the wall behind it.
Nice. I love the commitment to the bit as well. That was some solid. Like my neck feels for you watching you throw your head back like that. As the energetic bolt smashes into the creature, the mouth opens wide to let out this stream of incoherent squeals and babbles right as the arrow, this energy arrow, smashes into the back of the throat. You watch as its head immediately snaps back, pinning to the side of the glass before it almost starts deflating. You watch as all the muscles, all these protuberances, tentacles moving simultaneously. The muscles suddenly go limp and the whole creature just deflates like a balloon that's being pierced around this arrows. You watch as the tentacles begin to slouch around, but you hear the creature let out this as it slowly dies.
Is there like a funny deflating sound that's like or anything like that?
Yes.
As a reaction, I will. It's hard for Harry not to, but I will still call out. Don't forget, we need to knock these things out, not kill them.
Well,
He
you don't know.
only mentioned the Oni. He never said anything about the others.
So we're just killing all of his test subjects?
He never said.
I was trying to help you, Bart.
I know. I'm just panicking about the wings. Thank you, though.
Okay, okay.
I need a gibbering mouther. You shall take its place.
Harry starts his heavy crossbow to stun.
You just flick the safety back on. Oh, that's great. That's funny.
And then I'll use my bonus action to move my hex onto the Otuya.
Nice.
And hex lets me put down a score, right? A save?
Put down a save.
Disadvantage on ability checks.
Yes.
Put down disadvantage on the... Yep. I would like to give it disadvantage on strength.
Okay.
Check,
That'll
which
be
will help.
so good.
It's going to be trapped in
That'll
that.
help
I'll use the
grapple
strength.
checks, right?
Yeah, that's right. That will absolutely help with grapple checks. Brilliant, Harry. Anything else on your turn?
And then Harry will use his movement now that the gibbering mother is dead.
Yep.
He'll move across to this corner of the room here and kind of like tuck himself in the corner.
Nice. Brilliant. Ember's turn. Ember is going to... Okay, so what did Simon say specifically? I'm going to follow Simon's exact directions so I can't get in trouble. Okay, he's going to use Flicker to pull himself out of the danger and also take Niles. Oh, but okay, Ember's going to turn to you, Niles, and go, I can get us out of here. Just say the word and...
Oh, I'm fine. I say as like it's wrapped around me and I'm wrapped around it. I'm having the time of my life.
Okay,
Don't you worry about me.
If that changes, let me know and I will get you out of here. And with that...
Oh no, this is fine.
This is fine. He's going to use fiery teleportation. He is going to fiery teleport with Flicker away from the creature back towards where... back towards where you are, Lyra, wanting to sort of block the exit. As he does so, Niles, you are not within 5 feet, but the Atuya is within 5 feet. It will need to make a dexterity saving throw. That is a fail, which means it is going to take 1d6 plus 3 fire damage, which is 6 points of fire damage. Let me add that on. Oh, good, you guys can see Ember's rolls. Great.
Does Flicker proc Ember's additional fire bonus?
Yes, that is a very good question. Let me have a quick peekaroo.
Love a good proc.
Love a good proc. Oh, yeah, sorry, he has used his... That's his bonus action to summon Flicker into combat, basically. Where are we? Elemental Adept.
Or is it only cast spells?
No, it's only on spells he gets the extra damage, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep, only on spells. Spells you cast ignore resistance, and when you roll damage for a spell you cast, you then can... Yeah, okay, so unfortunately not. It's only on spells, but that's still good.
No, I'm talking about the... Sorry, I got Ash.
You're good.
The level 7 or 8 ability that he got before his
The
class.
Enhanced Bond. Whenever you cast a spell that deals fire damage or restores hit points while your wildfire spirit is summoned, unfortunately.
Okay.
Alrighty. That is his bonus action and his action. Actually. Yeah, so that's fine. So you'll do the... Yeah, so that's fine. So that's his... Sorry, bonus action was to do the fiery teleportation. He's going to do it. Yeah, no, fuck it. Let's do a spell. He's going to burn this thing. You watch as Ember holds in his hands, begins summoning this flame within his hands before releasing it in a single blast as he casts... let's do a Burning Hands on this thing, hey? He's got a few first level spells. Let's do it. Actually, second level spells. Yeah, let's do a second level. Let's do a second level Burning Hands. Upcast it. Let's go. That will be a dexterity saving throw for the Atuya. That is a fail. That's only 11, which means 16 points of fire damage. So tell you what, he'll blast it with the Burning Hands while he's grappled in it, and then teleport away with Flicker and just be like, all right, good luck, as he disappears out of there, vanishing from view as the flames burn across the Atuya's form.
This procs it.
He's then going to move a little bit closer to you, Lyra, and go, I'm just going to keep an eye out on Niles, and if he gets in trouble, I'll teleport him out. That's the plan. I'm just going to keep us moving.
A good hiding spot here. I mean, definitely not guarding the door. I mean, I definitely am guarding the door, yes.
Are you okay? What's going on?
He's very concerned about, keeping up this 4th level spell, just as long as she physically can. She's like, I'll get hit.
I think the Burning Hands...
Would cast it, yeah. It should have done... It did not come to fire. Did the fire not come through? I'll roll the extra D8. It should have come through.
It just did 4d6, which is the...
I thought it did it already. There you go. That's easy enough. That's an extra 4. Nice. That is nice. Lyra, it is your turn next.
Alright, so as the action, I'm going to move that moonbeam that I'm still holding concentration of just back over the top.
Yeah, and he's got a speed of 0 now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And so... Do you want me to re-roll that damage, or the Argon?
Oh, sorry. Where would you like to move? You want to move the moonbeam onto the Oni? Nice. I think you've got enough. 30 feet, you can move it, right?
Is it 30 or is it 120? Hang on, let me just double check that.
I think you might be able to move it 60. You've got. Try and remember how much you can move it. There's a limited move.
Cast is fairly large, but then moving on turns is short.
60 feet.
Yeah, 60 feet.
Oh,
that's right. Cool, you're fine. As you move it over Argon, you watch as he holds his hands up, crying out, screaming as the spell begins blasting down once again.
Hell yeah. So I think it's a con 15, that one?
Yes, and that is a... Where is the Oni? He's got a +6 to con saves.
And it's radiant damage.
16. What was the DC, sorry?
15. Sorry,
bugger.
passed that one again. But
Sorry.
half damage. Do you want me to re-roll that one? Or
Yeah,
are we
re-roll
gonna
it
use
each
the
time.
original?
Nah, re-roll
Alright.
it each time. We'll do it
Big
each time.
question.
Yeah.
If one were to run in and smack the Oni, do
Yes.
they get hit by this moonbeam as well?
The rules of it now are when... where are we? Sorry. On a... When the cylinder appears, and... A creature also makes this save when the spell's area moves into its space and when it enters the spell's area or ends its turn there. No, actually no. So if you enter the area willingly and move out, you're actually fine.
Cool.
It's only
So
if,
I could run up there and booming blade him
yes,
and move away.
to trap him there and then run away. Yes, you could. Yeah. For sure. 34 points of radiant damage, halved
half of that.
down. That is nice.
Ooh,
That's still
huge.
good, man. That's
Good
still
roll.
really good. That is halved to 17.
7, 8,
Nice.
9, and 10 on dice.
It's amazing.
My rolls are changing.
As the moonbeam blasts down onto the Oni, you watch it holds its hands up. What the fuck? As he starts burning away underneath the blast of this radiant light. Lyra, anything else on your turn?
I think she's just gonna sort of try and move a little bit away from Ember, just to sort of keep it all spread out in case there's like another surprise or something gets dropped on us.
Yeah, that's super fair. Bartholomew of the Liang clan.
Okay. I would like to, despite the in-game, out-of-game metagaming, I'm very happy that Gibbering Mouth is fucking dead.
Yeah.
I did not want to deal with that
Yeah.
shit.
No one does.
But Bart is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 around this large construct that Argrin was hiding behind,
Yep.
the Oni. As I'm moving around it, am I able to do, rather than a perception, like a free investigation check?
Just keep in mind as you move into the Atoya and then move out, it will have an attack of opportunity. It's just grappled, it's not restrained. It will have disadvantage
that's
to
fine.
attack you, but it
Yeah,
will still get the...
I'm happy with that.
Cool.
Look, before I move out of its range, because the first thing I'm wanting to do, it would still be like
Have a
here
bit of a
in this
peek around.
space.
Yeah.
Can I do a free investigation check on
Yep.
the
Yeah.
device?
Yep.
My thought process is
Talking's a free action,
was-
looking's a free action, for sure.
he was hiding behind it when he was like first in this room. I'm thinking maybe this is what's opening up all the canisters.
Yeah, it's good thought. Perception or investigation, your choice. 10.
Just a 10.
The machinery in front of you is complicated. You can see pipes and tubes. There are levers on a board in front of you, on a display board of some sorts. And it's very, very odd. Like nothing you've ever seen before. Grey slate covers the surface. Strange glowing runes move across it, running from right to left and vertically. You've got no fucking clue what this thing is or what it's doing.
Does Bart learn from his previous mistakes? Is the next question.
That's up to Bart. That's
Bart
about
is
Did you
gonna-
make mistakes?
The bomb collar is a big one. Coming back to when I misdiagnosed technology. Look, Bart's still learning. It was a big learning moment for him. But he, as far as he's aware, there's no loved ones in danger right now, so he's not getting flashbacks. I'm going to pull out my crowbar, still here, and
nice.
I have for it to be like my main action. I want to just slam it in the cogs to try to stop them from moving.
For sure. Do you want to make me make it a melee weapon attack, but we'll use because it's still a melee weapon. I'm not going to try and argue about you being proficient with a crowbar. You're just smashing it. So just do it as a melee weapon attack with your sword. The damage will be a D6 plus your strength.
Oh, do I get advantage? Is it glowing from fairy fire?
Yes, it is. Yes, you do.
Hey,
Yes, it is glowing from fairy fire. No, that's absolutely true. It is.
That's great.
15. Thank God for the fairy.
Yeah, that obviously smashes it. Would you like to roll me some damage? Just roll a D6 and we'll add your strength modifier to it.
Well, I'm not wanting to more so like just whack it. I'm wanting to just slam it in between the cogs. I'm trying to stop them from moving. I'm not sure if that'll deal damage or not. But yeah, I'm not wanting to like whack it like a monkey. I'm also wanting to.
Gotcha. I thought you were smashing the console. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
No.
Okay. Yeah. In that case, then, so what you're doing is basically smashing through this glass, the cogs underneath, hidden beneath this glass container, or whatever this clear structure is. Yeah. As you smash it in, that definitely hits. As the crowbar jams into the machinery, could you please roll me a D100?
100%.
Alrighty.
Finally, a high one. 89. I broke our curse.
Let's have a look. Okay. Could you please roll me a what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could you roll me a D10, please?
Bing, bang.
I love it. This accidentally opens another.
3, 4.
I'll lose my mind.
Okay. As you jam the crowbar into the machinery, you hear this sudden grinding as the crowbar vibrates violently for a second. This almost like horrific groaning of metal on metal. And for a moment, everything kind of seizes. And then the crowbar drops down another half foot and then pulls itself inside the teeth of the machinery as one of the gears dislodges itself and breaks away inside. You hear the sound of something shattering inside this console. The percentage was to see like what kind of damage was being done to the internals of this machinery. Yeah. It's at that moment you hear the pneumatic hiss of pressure being released from pods nearby. you look as a pod towards the far right-hand side, not the one Harry was trying to get up on, the one up towards the far right-hand side at the top, slowly begins to open with a hiss. And as the glass sinks, you watch as all of this green jelly just spills out onto the floor. The pod does appear to be empty, as all of this like goo just drops all onto the floor.
Okay. Fingers crossed it's not an ooze or another goo thing, and it's just goo. Okay, that is going to be action. I am still going to now move here and here with my last 10 feet of movement and proc the attack of opportunity.
As you jump out, it will make a attack against you with disadvantage. That is a 19.
Oh, thank God, that's a miss.
As the tentacle slams down ready to grapple you, it misses and you just dodge out of the way using your shield to kind of intersperse, just avoiding this, because that would have, if the tentacle had hit you, that would have been a grapple and you would have been trapped there with Niles.
Which it would have been horrible because it would have put me 5 feet out of reach of what I'm about to try to do.
Nice.
I'm parrying the Otu's tentacle. Could I again? I don't want to push too much, but another little free check. Can I see the creatures? We saw silhouettes. Now that I'm closer, can I see the silhouettes of what's inside these canisters?
It's hard to make out. The goo is very viscous and thick. I'm happy to use your perception check or your investigation check from earlier, because that's kind of you looking around in the moment. You can make another one next turn if you like, but at this point, as you look around side to side, there are dark shapes floating in these. It's hard to make out what they are. One of them, though, is recognizable to you. The one that's closest to Argrin at the very back there, you think that looks like another gibbering mouther. You can see these tentacles floating in the water. The silhouette is... Now that you've seen one, you kind of know what you're looking at.
Okay, well, that's fine. As long as I can see them, that's all I wanted to know. If I got to know what they are, then that's even just a bonus. Yeah. I'm going to call upon my rune and laying... a palm over the stone giant rune in my palm, and speaking in giant, I'm going to call out, "Come to me, all enemies!" And I'm going to use my giant resonance of the Paladin, Oathbound. So every creature within 30 feet of my choice needs to make a wisdom saving throw. If they fail, they cannot willingly move more than 30 feet away from me. The idea being I want to chain all of these creatures here. I don't want anything getting out of the experiment chamber.
That is excellent. I will make the wisdom saves now. That is a...
Also, it doesn't say the DC. Is this just my spell save DC?
It's just spell save DC. Yeah, spell save DC.
Okay.
It is a 3 for the Atuya and a 10 for Argrin the Oni. They are both fails.
Fail. And I can see the silhouettes of what's in the other things. Is that enough?
Ooh, the question is, would they need to be able to hear you as you cast this feature?
Well, I
It's tricky
role-played
'cause-
the
Yeah.
little...
No, I know. Let's have a bit of a peekaroo. Where are we? Here we are. Okay. Each creature that you see within 30 feet, because I wrote these, so I'm bound by my own writing. I'm going to roll for them, even though they can't hear you. You can still see them, and they're still bound by this. I will roll some additional dice. I won't tell you what the results are yet, though.
Okay, I'm fine with that. That's my turn. Locking everything in place, and yeah, that's it.
So I'm still rolling. There's a few things in tubes. Okay, cool, brilliant. I've got my answer.
Oh, what? That's cool. No.
What? Brilliant. Agrin. Agrin starts his turn in the moonbeam. I believe.
I think it's only when if he stays
If he
in it.
stays there.
First drop it, and then it's at the end of his turn if he's still there,
Yeah.
I think.
Agrin has no desire to stay within the bounds of this moonbeam. You watch as he sees Bartholomew. You hear him curse under his breath. He goes, "Fine, let's fucking do this then." And you watch as he sprints over towards you, vaulting over the desks, Bart, and jumps down right in front of you. You watch as his hands, these sort of like slightly bluish grey-skinned hands, they sort of seem to spasm for a moment, and then you watch as these long, dark claws shoot out of his fingers, breaking away his humanoid fingers, leaving dark, bloody trails down his hands and fingers as he swipes towards you. He is going to use his claws, and then he's going to try and invoke a nightmare in you. You have rushed up.
Still with these protective runes that I started learning to use around Vice. Disadvantage from protection from good and evil.
That is going to be a... one of those was a nat 20, so you're very, very lucky you did the disadvantage. That's only going to be a 17. That's not a hit.
17's a miss.
As he strikes into you with the claws, you watch as he then pauses, grabs your gaze in his, and he is instead going to use... Yeah. Keep it, make me a wisdom save, Bart, as Agrin turns towards you, smiles, and goes, "Tell you what, you and I don't need to fight here. Let's have another go at this. I suggest you turn on your companions."
I'm going to look him back in the eyes. I turn my heart against none of my friends.
Well, let's see
Oath
what
of
you...
devotion. I'm immune to charms.
Oh, you are too. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, as he goes to cast suggestion. Yeah, as you watch as he goes, fuck, as you catch him. That very, very nice. That is his go. There's nothing else he can do.
That's sick.
Gibbering Mouther is dead. The Otuya. Niles, you are the one in its clutches.
Yeah.
It is going to tentacle slam you. Could you please make me a Constitution saving throw? As you are bound in its tentacle, you watch as the tentacle lifts you up, Niles, and slams you into the ground.
Constitution saving throw, was it?
Yes, please.
Okay. I rolled well. That's a 17.
17's good. 17 does pass. You only take half damage from this, and you do not take the stunned condition.
Whoa. Okay.
So it would have been 21 damage. That is halved to 10.
Amazing.
As the Atuya slams you down into the ground. It is then going to bite you. Once you are slammed into the ground, I can't move. You've locked it down. It's going to bite you.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be a 24 to hit.
Yes, that will hit.
That is 10 points of piercing damage. And
I'm going to use a reaction to redirect that.
Nice.
Yep. So I'm going to deflect the attack somehow. Don't know how that works when I'm being bitten, but sure.
The teeth flying out.
I kind of like the idea of as you grab the tentacles with your lower legs, as it goes to bite, you sort of pull its tentacles up and put them in its own mouth. So when it bites down, it's biting its own tentacles before.
I kind of I'm grappled by it with the tentacle, so I kind of reposition the tentacle into its mouth. Yep.
22. You deflect that attack completely as it tries to bite in.
I will then use a focus point to redirect that attack as damage, since I was able to lower the total damage to 0.
So it's the remaining damage, which would be 12.
You do make it bite onto itself.
Yeah. You literally grab the tentacle, push it back in its mouth as it bites down on its own tentacle.
Nah, so redirect attack is its own thing. Yep. It has to save on a DC 14 dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, okay.
I'm just saying, Matt, like roleplay wise, because you're dealing damage back to it, you basically have like shoved it into its mouth.
I'm so sorry, Matt. I rolled 14 as the save, and it's a flat 14. It's got no pluses or minuses to dex. I rolled a flat 14.
That's totally fine. No worries.
That
still saves me from damage though, so I'm very happy with that.
Very true. That is the Atuya's full go. It can do nothing more. Niles, top of the round.
Back to me.
Back to
Incredible. Cool.
Hey, Matt, if you crawl across it like a little Chucky and get beside me, we can start helping each other.
If I could, I mean, I'm still grappled by it, so unfortunately,
Speed
I can't
0.
do that. I need to try and kill
You
this
can't
thing.
even move around this body. Okay.
Yeah.
I
a nice thought.
realize, so Niles is probably maybe suspended in the air, tentacle wrapped around him. His legs are free.
Yeah.
He is going to start kicking very powerfully with advantage at this thing. So again, he's going to go for these kicks. So that's going to be with advantage, an 18 and a 16. So they're both going to hit. Oh well, they both would hit. I'll roll
18 definitely
again
hits.
for the advantage. Oof,
I realized it might be nice to have a confirmation. 18 definitely hits.
thank you.
9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh no, that was another hit, wasn't it?
Oh, was
Yeah,
it
I'm just
a hit?
rolling.
Sorry.
I'm just rolling all my rolls to see
You
if I
rolled
hit.
2
and then I'll,
nat 1s for the second attack.
I did.
Fuck, with advantage.
Yeah, that's okay.
That sucks.
I'm gonna roll.
That's unfortunate.
For the one that I did hit, I'll roll the damage on that, which is
Nice.
whatever.
I've
12
just checked
bludgeoning
it.
damage.
The percentage of getting 2 natural ones in a row is out of 100, 0.5.
Yeah, that checks
It's
out.
like, yeah,
Um,
5% times 5%.
with the
yeah.
kick that does connect,
Yes.
I'm going to activate the Spiritin tattoo
Nice.
and do some damage.
Oh, I forgot we had the tattoo.
You've got the magic tattoos.
Yeah. Like I suspect he'll probably pass this, but he has to roll a DC 13 Constitution saving throw.
That is a 19 on the con save.
That's fine. I'm still gonna roll the damage because he will still take
Half.
half. Yeah.
So you watch as on Niles's legs, the tattoo begins to glow once again. The ink, I think you elected to have it be invisible until it's activated, correct? And then when you activate the tattoo, it glows brightly. You watch as suddenly Niles's legs begin to glow with these spiraling networks of almost like flame-like designs rising up around his leg before your claw suddenly kicks out rapidly, slamming into the side of it. 37 points of damage. Very nice. We will halve that.
He would normally be pushed 10 feet away, but he can't. So he just takes that damage.
As you kick the other tentacle that's trying to come for you at the same time, you just kick the tentacle away as it flies back and slams into the ground next to the creature. Very nice.
And then I use another point of another focus point, and I'll do another bunch of flurry
Just keep
of
kicking.
blows.
You're just
man.
kicking
I'm
this
trying
thing
to kick this thing,
Kick it to death. Absolutely.
kicking it to death. Absolutely.
You're turning into Star Platinum.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
You see Niles go, "The world!" Time slows, starts beating the shit out of it.
Cool.
We could have like maybe I should have your cousin Nick's Niles. Maybe I should have her be Dio. Every time you hear like Nix.
That would be a cool moment.
I'll try and draw some I'll draw some art of Nix as Dio. Basically.
Niles approaching.
Yeah. You just see like the menacing across the screen behind you. Nix is just above you looking down. That's awesome. Lyra, weren't you working Lyra, weren't you working on some JoJo inspired artwork for Lyra and Swampy?
Oh, far too many. Like, the trouble is, like, I get about halfway through, and then, like, I'm like, oh, this other thing's really interesting. So I've got, like, half finished everything at the moment.
15 hits, Matt.
Amazing.
DC is 14 for this thing. I think you figured it out. So
Yeah, I've definitely figured it out.
6 points of bludgeoning damage. Very nice.
The last, with my last connecting blow,
Yes.
I would like to use the giant resonance
Yes.
Stormwood and just channel a little bit of that magic, that little bit of that connection with the lightning. Again, he's probably going to pass this, but you know what? I'm going to try it anyway.
Yeah.
I will do an extra point. I will do an extra 1d6 damage, and he has to succeed a saving throw, Constitution saving throw.
Yes, he does.
Well, it looks like you got a pretty fat con. This dude's.
Yeah,
Plus
he's pretty strong.
7 to his con. His con is 19.
Ooh.
He's a rough. That's only a 10. I rolled a 3.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's unfortunate.
So it is now stunned until the
Yes.
end of its next turn.
Yep.
There's only 1 point of lightning damage, but the important thing is
Stunned.
he is stunned.
You watch as your Heartstone begins glowing, Niles. Lightning crackles across your fists, and as it almost arcs down your body, you will watch as for a moment Niles' shadow on the floor grows larger. The lightning creating this like sort of second double image, a vast towering shape just behind Niles. A moment later, as you kick out, the lightning arcs across, slamming into this creature. It doesn't seem to deal much damage, but you watch as these sort of arcs of static across its body seem to paralyze it, the muscles going stiff as the creature mid-trumpeting roar is frozen in its tracks. Exactly like the image that you can see for its token on screen. That is how it is frozen in place.
Amazing.
Niles, anything else on your turn? I think that might be it.
Well, does the grapple drop that it's stunned now? How does that work?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I don't know how they
Probably
interact.
not, because the way that it's kind of worked is it's wrapped around you with the spines digging in. When it's stunned, it's not
Yeah.
like it releases.
I would also say that the lightning has probably seized the muscles up, so I'm kind of stuck in it still. But that's okay. I can't move. It's stunned. I'm happy. There's no further action from Niles.
Let's have a look. I'll have a quick check. Does stunned break grapple? Let's see. I know it breaks.
I mean, by that logic, when we kill it and it goes all stiff, that means
Yeah.
Niles is stuck there forever.
That's a good point.
Oh, that's a good point.
Ah, so because it's incapacitated, that does break the stun.
Hey, there you go.
So yes, incapacitated. I think it does.
Fantastic.
Yes. I'll just triple check that, but it does actually seem like it does break the. I'd be triple sure with the new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll actually get the
Breaks
new
it.
rules. Sorry.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the new rules. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like a huge thing because, Niles is probably not going to move too far anyway because he's battling
it.
this thing.
Yeah. So I'm going to rule that it's the same rules as concentration. If you're like grappling something, you're using your concentration to kind of hold it in place. It's the same as that. So I'm.
Chucky, crawl over to me.
I'm going to shift my body around this creature. If Roll20 would open for me, please. Thank you.
I can move you around.
Yeah.
I can move you around. That's easy.
Yeah, just move me a bit closer
5,
to
10, 15, 20, 25. There you
my friend, my bro, my hoot brother.
Harry, it is your go next.
So between the two, who looks more dead? Like, is the Toya like death's door, or is it looking fine? Is it? I mean, it's stunned, but like.
The Atuya looks like it's taken a fair bit of damage. There's a number of cuts and scrapes across its body where Niles' claws have scored its skin. Blood is freely leaking out. It looks pretty hurt. Argrin, the Oni, it looks less hurt for sure. You can see that he's got some bumps and scrapes, but overall, he's in a far better shape than the Atuya is.
Okay, well, if that's the case, we'll put in. Harry will want to, since it looks like Bart and Lyra are just like curb stomping the Oni, like Harry will hold off.
Okay.
And he will. The controls that Bart smacked around,
Yeah.
does it look like there's a chance they're going to explode? Or is it just sizzling and done now?
It's hard to say. It doesn't seem like there's any more movement or motion coming from them. Whatever Bart did has broken whatever was in there. There's not like this ongoing tension slowly building that's going to detonate. Hard to say.
Yeah. Okay. So it just looks like a mechanical thing's just broken.
Yeah.
Maybe. like as far as I can tell. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Harry will use his 30 feet of movement to try and like perch himself up on the controls panel, just to get a bit of height, but also, sorry, roll 20 is being a bit crap.
That's
there
right.
it
I can
is.
move you up. That's easy. You rush forwards and climb onto the machinery. I'm guessing keeping sort of 15, 20 feet away from the Otuya.
Maybe I'll be one to the left. Yeah, right here. Yep. So Harry will. That's his action. Sorry, his movement. Yeah, I'll just shoot the Otuya with sneak attack damage because Niles is there.
Yep.
No advantage. Nope.
Because it is stunned. Let me just double check. You might get.
Oh yeah, stunned. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You've got advantage because it's stunned.
You get it.
Oh
Anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
How big is it? Is it big enough for me to push back with my push, which is large? If it's large or smaller.
What was that? Sorry,
That's a lot.
it's large. This creature.
So I can push back with a heavy crossbow if it's large.
Then yeah, definitely.
But does it look like if I push it back, the Niles will get dragged along?
The question is, could you?
I mean, I have
Probably
grappled
not.
to it.
Oh, actually, so in the new rules, stun doesn't give you advantage. Weirdly enough.
Oh.
In the new
That's
rules, it doesn't. I know it doesn't. I was just double checking. Incapacitated and stunned, you don't get advantage anymore. That sucks.
You just can't do anything. Maybe they tried to nerf the stun condition a bit.
Stunned was
I
pretty
think they
nice.
might have.
Also,
Oh no, here we go. Attack rolls against you have advantage. Sorry, no, I found it. It was just
Never
a
mind.
different spot. That was weird.
Also, something to consider with the bolt, it might not be able to push it back because there's this another huge console just here.
Yeah, but I'm happy to rule with Harry's kind of like directionality.
I mean,
Push it on the
it
diagonal.
looks
That's-
uncomfortable
rolling
to land
it.
on,
Yeah.
so I can push it into it, and it doesn't look like it's a. It's like when you step on a Lego, you know what I mean? Like
One of the tentacles gets caught in the gears as it slowly rotates in. You watch it just gets crushed, like past it
crushed
through a
in.
past. Yeah.
Niles being dragged in along with it at the end.
Harry, what? It just disappears into the machinery. Yeah.
There's a 19 to hit,
19 definitely hits.
And
That'll be 10
a
points of piercing, 13 points of
23 damage plus my hex,
Huge.
plus your hex.
which is a d6 from memory.
It is
Yes, it is.
6.
Oh!
Nice.
Oh,
Yep,
nice.
That's 33 damage.
That is very nice. And then your second. Oh no, sorry, that was one attack.
No, it's
Advantage.
just advantage. Well, I mean, Harry has his bonus action, so he might. Oh, bonus action. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna like try to tuck his way in the top of the console here and bonus action hide.
Nice. As
So,
you
like, yeah.
as you sort of duck back inside the partly broken machinery, Harry, can I please get a stealth check?
Yes.
14.
Not great, not bad.
It's all right. That's all good. Now, it would be Ember's go next, but in fact, it is not because of something that's been happening invisible to the
Of
lot of you, but
course.
has now triggered. The goo that has leaked out of those two containers, the one that was opened by Bartholomew smashing the console, the other one, Harry, that you burst open. Lyra, you're the first one to notice this. You watch as around yours and Ember's feet, the goo that's sort of been slowly seeping across the floor, just sort of gently sort of rolling away, slowly spreading out from this central point. You watch as suddenly it coalesces around your feet and rises up right in the middle of you and Ember into a very cube-shaped form.
Wasn't it the one the canisters up here that so it's sort of like
So Harry broke this one right down next to you guys like 2 turns ago, and so the goo's been very slowly moving across the floor. The one that Bartholomew released that spilled out all rapidly didn't have a slow release, was just all suddenly released. Don't worry, that one's also. I'll put that one on the map, and we'll get to that one in a second. Hey, let me put that one in place. The good news is, Niles, you're not the only one who's facing the problems with this particular creature. It is also the Otuya who is going to take a few damages from the gelatinous cubes.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
And there's no friends.
It's neutral? Is that
Gelatinous
okay,
cubes just eat. That's all they do. So what are the?
Can I use my reaction as soon as it's moved within 10 feet of me?
Yes. Well, you watch as it just rises up right next to you. So yes, you can use your reaction for sure.
Yeah. So definitely. Sorry, I'm just trying to find it. There's far too many things in here. I'm gonna use the Halo of Spores reaction.
Nice. 14 for
So
Harry's
1d6 necrotic. if you can do a con 15.
On save. Oof. Gelatinous cubes. Let's have a little peekaroo. That is a 23. Sorry,
It
plus
does
5.
nothing. Okay.
Alrighty. Gelatinous cube, A and B. I'll put in the new artwork for the gelatinous cube. It's fucking awesome. If you haven't seen
All
the new artwork,
art from the book is
it's
so
now
nice.
in chat. It's so good. Welcome to the 2024 Gelatinous Cube. This thing is bad news. You watch as the cube rises up. It is going to... So the new engulf doesn't provoke opportunity attacks, which is absolutely insane. Lyra, could you roll me a d4, please? I want to know if it's you or Ember going inside the cube. That is you, Lyra. Sorry.
No.
As the cube rises up and moves forwards, could you please make me a dexterity saving throw? As the cube moves over and engulfs you.
Oh no.
That's a 5. Lyra, you watch as you watch as suddenly Swampy on your shoulders like reacts, grabbing onto you and pointing as the spores fly from Swampy's fingers, striking into the ooze. The cube just rises up from this puddle and moves over the top of you. A moment later, all sound goes dead as you hear this like silence as you are engulfed and held in place by this cube. It is going to be that was a failure, so that is going to be 11 points of acid damage as the cube begins digesting you.
At what point do I take the concentration check?
Right now, please, because you've taken damage.
If anything, technically, this is like a sensory isolation pod, so a concentration check.
Except of course, Dave, for the one problem that it's a sensory deprivation tank filled with hydrochloric acid rather than gentle, warm salt water.
Yeah.
So there is a big problem.
Is that a
constitution? Yeah. I believe in you. Lyra.
It's just to be
14.
11.
Pass.
Nice.
You're good. Pass.
Amazing.
You are suffocating inside. What's your constitution modifier, Lyra?
+3.
+3. Okay, so you can hold your breath for a number of minutes equal to 1 plus your con modifier.
GTFOing as soon as it's my turn.
You can hold your breath for 4 minutes. Holy shit.
That's actually nuts.
You can't cast spells with a verbal component while you are inside the cube, and you have the restrained condition. Your speed is 0. Attack rolls against you have advantage. Your attack rolls have disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. You can make a strength check. Good. You can make a strength check to escape on your turn using an action.
That's not good.
Famously her strong point.
Famously her strong point.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It is then going to move up toward... it is then going to drag you inside of it up towards Ember. It can't engulf Ember this turn. It can't do anything else, but it's going to drag you towards Ember as it hungrily moves for its next prey. Ember sort of turns, sees you inside, floating in this transparent goo and goes, "Oh, fuck." The other gelatinous cube. Matt, could you roll me a d4, please?
Sure.
I want to know who's going in the cube. Is it you or the Atuya? 1, 2 is you. 3, 4 is the Atuya.
Surely.
3, 4 is the Atuya. You watch as the goo rises up around. The Atuya is currently stunned. It's not able to move. It can move through the spaces of large...
automatically fails dex save?
Yeah, it can move through the spaces of large or smaller creatures. You watch as it can hold 1 large or up to 4 medium or small creatures. So you watch as it moves over the Atuya and completely swallows it inside of itself. I'm going to make this one a little bit larger just for the lols of it.
This is this is more thematic than everything. But as soon as this happens, I think Niles will just let go.
Yeah, you just, as the tentacle slowly begins to dissolve in the acid, you just let go and move your hand back. And you watch as it slowly gets pulled inside the ooze.
It's like, ew.
Yeah. The gelatinous cube, it automatically fails, so it's going to deal some acid damage. That is going to be 12 points of acid damage to the Atuya. You watch as the Atuya begins basically being digested. The outer layer of skin burns away, leaving behind this layer of muscle and tissue. Where you'd cut into it, Niles, you watch as the blood begins vaporizing, leaving nothing behind as these little bubbles begin to form inside the gelatinous cube. That is the cube's go. Ember is
Holy
next.
shit.
Ember is going to move. He's going to get you out of here, Lyra. He doesn't want you in there. He's going to move 5, 10, 15 around the side of this creature and then move down one more time just so that he can get up close to you. He is then going to use fiery teleportation with Flicker to move him. Yeah, he's going to get you out. There's no way he's leaving you in there as he sees this happen. So that's going to be spirit and each willing creature of your choice within 5 feet, teleport up to 15 feet. And it is going to be a burn dex saving throw behind. So I'll roll the damage for that. I'll roll the dex saving throw for the gelatinous cube. It's minus 4.
Willing Ellie?
No, she's not. She's loving it. No.
It's cozy in here. It's cozy.
It's exfoliating, right?
I love the feeling of my skin burning.
Yeah. It's exfoliating, guys.
Some people pay good money for this.
It's a new sense of self.
It's a deep exfoliation. Lyra, you, Ember,
I'm like
and Flicker.
3.5 minutes from enlightenment.
3.5 minutes from my next life. As you, Ember, and Flicker are teleported out of the range of the cube. I'm going to say up towards the top right-hand corner where the cube kind of oozed out of so that there's a bit of distance. Oh, no, he's going to move near Harry. He knows Harry's safe. He's seen Harry sort of walk up that section. He's going to teleport you over towards Harry. As you sort of like stand there for a moment shaking off the goop, Ember's going to quickly like check over you. Be like, are you okay? Are you all right? You're all good?
Oh, good. Thanks for the pull-out.
That's okay.
Save.
That's okay. That's 6 points of fire damage to the ooze. And then he is going to... I mean, Burning Hands was pretty good last time. I don't think he's going to want to drop a huge spell on this. Not much point doing a Flaming Sphere. He could do a Scorching Ray. Simon does like his Scorching Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on. Let's do a level 2. He's got a couple of level 2 slots. Let's do a Scorching Ray. Loves his Scorching Rays. That is a dexterity saving throw for the ooze. This is why I picked it, because I know that it's not very good at dex saves. Which I'm guessing Simon would know too. That's a 9. 8 points of fire damage as he burns through the outer layer of the gelatinous cube. Lyra, it is your turn next.
Just scorching. No.
Oh, sorry, it does do an extra. Yeah, sorry, it does do an extra 1d8.
I was going to say, doesn't it get a couple extra hits?
It gets. Yeah, did I do it once? Should have done it twice. No? Did it not add them together? Hover over. 2d6. No. Should have done. Let me have a little peekaroo. Should have done a bit more than that, right?
For
3 fiery rays. Yes. Sorry, I should have. I thought it would do all 3, but apparently not.
You got to roll. You got to roll them manually.
That's so annoying.
Yeah.
All right, let's do 1, 2. It's not a dex save. It's to hit. 15 still hits gelatinous cube. 11 also hits gelatinous cube. It's got an AC of 6. Where are we? And then, so 15, 24, and 11 all hit. So that's 8, 5, 7. And he does do the extra 1d8 on the fire damage too because of his fiery bond.
Is that on every hit or just... How does that work?
The number rolled to 1 damage or healing roll of the spell. Roll a d8 and you gain a bonus equal to the number rolled to 1 damage or healing roll of the spell. So 1. So no, so he just gets it once off.
That specifically
the
says
extra
that.
4. Yeah, that is fair. Otherwise, it'd be a bit
brutal
nuts.
if it was like every single hit. That'd be nuts.
You'd just do Scorching Ray for everything.
Really, really powerful. Yeah.
You'd literally just cast Scorching Ray.
Whoa.
Lyra, it is your turn.
Right. I think I'm gonna keep the thing that works. So I'm gonna move the moonbeam again, so that it's not eclipsing Bart. So it's like just sort of only over Argon.
Get this fucking thing away from me, bitch! As you just move it once more over him.
And if you can do another con 15, please.
Yes, I've rolled a few good ones. Let's see if I can keep that up. He does have a +6 to con saves, which is why I've been rolling well. Yeah, it's an 18. Sorry. Rolled a 12.
Okay, 7 damage. Radiant.
7 points of radiant damage. You watch as he's taken a bit of damage on these. He's not looking very happy with the burning flesh as this radiant light cuts through his skin and his clothes. Anything else on your turn, Lyra?
He's I'm tucking sort of just behind sort of the canister that the gibbering mouth sort of came out of.
Canister, that's a good word for it, yeah.
Having a bit of a look around, are any of sort of the party members looking a little bit hurt? Like anyone sort of bleeding or anything, or missing?
I'm fine.
You're the most hurt out of all of us, actually.
Probably.
Nah, it was all swampy pet hit
No.
points. So
Oh, nice.
Swampy took one for the team there.
We've been
Just
managing
us.
things pretty well.
Does Swampy get dissolved by the cube?
Not completely,
Not fully.
just ever so slightly. Like 1/3 of them.
High above you, half of Swampy's face is gone, and one of like a whole section of the torso is missing. It's
Aw.
pretty disturbing. Swampy still looms over you, trying to protect you. Alrighty, Bartholomew.
Look, I've just noticed something in my inventory that might change. Nah, I'll leave it up to the Oni.
Is it your soul coin? Is it?
No. When we're
don't
trying
have
to
that at the
build a
moment.
thing, and I was going to try to team up with Niles and maybe try to put the manacles on him. 'Cause we're not trying to kill him. If we can disarm him, it might stop the fight here entirely. But I'm going to leave it up to him. He's being burned. He's pissed off. But I'm going to look to him. Are you going back in easily, or are we doing this the tough way?
Fuck you! Kill me and I go back to the hells. That's what I want, bitch.
Tell us that.
Is
Why would
he?
he tell us that?
Is he pissed off and angry? Is he bloodied?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Why wouldn't he tell you that?
How do you do?
You don't know if he's telling the truth.
How do you do the unconscious? Sorry, not yeah. How do you do the like knocking out? Is it just a melee attack? Does it need to be bludgeoning
No,
damage?
you can. It doesn't have to be
Just
bludgeoning
state it.
damage. Yeah, you just state. I'm happy to take it as non-lethal. So rather than you like, so for even with like things like radiant damage, you just target a part of their body that's less lethal. So like basically, if they're
It's kind of his legs.
yeah, basically. So if it's slashing damage, you like cut down along their leg and thigh, so they can't run away, avoiding their like major blood vessels, for example.
Yeah, don't hit the carotid artery.
Don't hit the carotid artery or anything like that. But like if it's piercing damage, you like spear it through the kneecap or something, so they
Femoral,
can't.
sorry.
It's all about
Femoral.
like it's all about very like targeted attacks.
Well, I will leave the manacles for now, and I'm just going to try to knock him out. I've already got the sacred weapon. I've got the divine smites. I've got a lot of things that both plans are viable. But if he wants to do this the tough way, the Odachi is going to come out and is just going to attempt to crack down at an arc towards him, slashing through the air. So first one with advantage, +4, which doesn't add on, but I'll just do it manually. So that's 14 to hit. The first one?
14 does not hit.
Okay. And then second one is going to be advantaged. A natural 20.
Oh shit!
Oh my God.
Obviously hits.
Lovely, lovely. So yeah, 29 to hit with the +4. We're going to put a divine smite on it and a pushback. I'm just going to try to put everything on this and see if I can knock him out in this one hit.
Nice.
So we activating divine smite when I hit. I'm going to upcast it to level 2 and use my last second level spell slot. So 3d8, 1, 2, 3. The blade itself is 1d8, one-handed, and then the stone strike is 1d6. What's 4 times 8? Someone?
What's that?
32.
36? No, 32.
32.
32.
32? 32 plus 6, 38, and then plus the modifier. I'm not sure what that is, but 38 plus whatever this is, plus
I think this
so
might do it.
38 plus
I think this
18,
might do it.
16 plus 40, 56 plus the modifier. So 56 plus
Holy
2.
shit.
58 points of just pure radiant damage as I'm just going to crack him as I'm coming like down across that shoulder. I'm going to try to just slice off one of the horns and then slam him with the full weight of the blade and my arms into his shoulder, attempting to just knock enough wind out of him to knock him unconscious.
We've got a highlighted message from chat. They've got a request for you to say something to him, something cool. They've given a suggestion, but it's up to you if you wanted to try and stir any troubles in the hells.
Nice and simple. I warned you, first of your kind, and slam down into him.
As he goes to respond, the brilliant golden light from your sword slamming into him, slicing through his horn, and cutting across his chest silences him very quickly. You watch as his limp body is thrown back, smashes into the side of the tank, and lands on the ground heavily. He does not move.
Oh, good.
Excellent. Bonus action. All I've really got left is movement, and I am going to use that. The O2 and gelatinous cube guys seem to be doing some okay stuff now. So I'm just going to...
The gelatinous cube is eating the Atuya right now.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And similar to like opening a door and stuff, we like want one free interaction.
Yeah.
Can I try this one? I'm worried that it's still going to open. Is there like a? Am I looking correct? Is that like a little nozzle that I can try to turn off?
There are nozzles you can try and turn for sure.
I'm gonna twist it.
You're gonna turn the nozzle.
Twist one?
Yeah.
Okay.
You do remember that's the one with the form of the gibbering mouther in it that we talked about earlier.
Yeah. But
And every other time you've interacted with anything.
look, I slammed the crowbar and it released something, so obviously that didn't work. So I'm still trying to fix things. Third time's the charm.
In this instance, no. So that was, we just had you roll to see which one, and so how, if any chambers got opened, how many chambers got opened, and which chambers got opened. Only one chamber got opened because you rolled really well.
Well, see, I don't know that. I'm not the DM.
No,
I
that's
thought
so true. That's so true.
I sped things up, and so I was like, fuck.
So all of these have to be manually released. All the ones that were opened by him and then by you.
Okay.
Which is quite entertaining. As you release the valve, you very quickly watch as the green goo once again begins to pour out of the bottom. As you watch as it begins to lower inside the chamber, you see the form of the gibbering mouther inside take a big breath and then inside the chamber.
Obviously, I'm happy to take one hit of its effect. If I have nothing bad happen from the saving throw, are you happy for me to consume my reaction to quickly
turn
close
it back? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
What saving throw is it?
Nope. What was your? Oh, sorry. That is for the gibbering mouth. A wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
This can only be good.
A 20, unnatural. Okay.
You're fine. As soon as you start to turn it, and you just like turn the nozzle rapidly, you watch as more goo begins to pour down from the top, and you hear the thing go as it vanishes beneath the goo again and freezes in place.
Okay, I'm good. We're good. Oh, sorry!
Nice.
And that'll be Bart's turn.
Argrin is unconscious and unable to act. The Atuya is stunned until the end of its turn. It also takes acid damage at the start of each of the cube's turns. So that's all that happens. It's just inside the cube slowly being digested. Niles, you're up next.
I just see this unfolding with the cube and the Atuya. I am just going to surveying the scene. I see Bart with the body. I probably look over to Bart. Christian's gone. Okay, damn.
Is he gone? Is he?
He's got his camera off. He's probably AFK.
He's died. I think a cube got him.
Cube got him.
A cube got him. Gelatinous cube got him.
That's okay. I'm gonna look back towards my friends at the other part. Okay, so there's another gelatinous cube.
Yeah.
There. At the
entrance
and or exit.
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like Bart's probably got Argon covered. So I'm going to...
I think Dave has a ghost. I just watched his door open behind him with no one there. That's spooky.
I'm going to use a bonus action to... Yeah, I'm going to use a bonus action to use Step of the Wind to take a free disengage from whatever this situation is.
Yeah, just let them. Niles is like, yeah, you guys can sort that out yourselves.
Yeah, you guys sort this out. And he's just going to go over to probably intercept between like Lyra and Ember. He's going to just take up a defensive position here.
Perfectamundo.
Yep. And then he'll just use an action to ready an attack if the slime looks like it's gonna come over and have a little snack.
Have a little sneak. Yeah, yes, for sure. Harry, your turn next.
Sorry, I got distracted by the dog.
I thought it was a ghost.
What?
I miscalled that.
Yeah, ghost dog. Sorry. What what did Niles do in the end?
Niles has headed back to join you. He's just letting the Atuya and the gelatinous cube duke it out. The gelatinous cube is currently digesting the stricken Atuya.
Did we want to tell the flesh hunter that we got the Oni, but we have another problem? Like, we wanted to try to preserve the Atuya, right?
He might have a camera on it. If you yell, he might hear us.
Yes, we should probably act quickly because it looks like that slime is making short work of the Atuya.
Mr. Flesh Hunter, sir, how important is the big giant worm thing with tentacles that looks like an elephant? How important is that to you? Or the cubes?
There's a momentary pause, and then you hear static blast over the speakers for a second, a series of incomprehensible chirps and clicks before the translation kicks in again, and you hear the flesh sculptor's voice, Rizicic's voice.
Ah, you have secured a strange sample. Please place it back in its container. The other ones are not needed anymore.
Okay, so do you want us to dispose of them, or will you do that?
Whatever suits you. It will be easier for me if you were to take them out now. Plus, I can gather data on your combatness, readiness.
Oh, he's been watching this whole time.
Yes. You hear the sound of something crunching between the mandibles as he eats the ant person equivalent of popcorn. Probably like a crispy aphid. Little aphid as he consumes a little crispy aphid.
It's actually just non-popped corn. It's just like
it's just the kernels.
Yeah. Bro is just streaming us to the Star Citadel.
Yeah. There's just a live stream across the astral subspace. Back in the you see Griswold being like, I know those cunts. Let them go. As he's watching the screen.
Yeah, we're on the Twitch equivalent, like being streamed at the Citadel.
Twitch.tv/The Lost Archives.
Yeah.
Live.
If we're going to make a VTuber model, imagine if we made one of the flesh sculptor, man. That would be fucking sick.
An alien Owen with 3 tits.
Okay, not where I was going, but okay.
Okay, well, I mean, let's kill him then. Harry will just shoot at the gelatinous cube eating the Atuya, I guess.
Yep, there is another one down near the entrance that's currently blocking your escape right now as well, just so you know.
Yeah. I know, my hex is stuck with the Atuya, but I don't want to kill the Atuya.
Oh.
But I can always use my Hexblade's curse anyway.
Very true.
Hang on, I'm on the wrong character sheet. That's why. So I don't know these spells. Harry will. Okay, Harry will reposition himself.
Nice. Pop out of hiding.
Stealthily, because he is still stealth from last time.
Oh, not pop out of hiding. Scamper quietly in the shadows over to a new vantage point.
The whole.
Oh, the Scooby-Doo style
kind of
sneak.
stepping.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Why not?
I'm gonna try and shoot it and push it to the right with my push ability from the crossbow.
Nice. Yeah, very, very nice.
That is 9 to hit.
It still hits.
Does a 9 hit? Yeah. Okay. 22 damage.
AC for a gelatinous cube is a whopping 6, so you're still good.
Do I actually roll with advantage because I was in stealth still?
Yeah, you can roll with advantage. Yeah, you might get a crit.
Okay.
We always take the first damage anyway, so that'll be 22 points of damage.
Yeah, okay, 22 points of damage.
22 points of damage, Harry, as you slam out this this blast from your heavy crossbow, your digital heavy crossbow. The 1s and 0s trailing behind as it slams into the cube. The cube doesn't react. You watch as a large section of it sloughs off and slaps to the floor with a wet schlop. But the cube doesn't react. It doesn't have it. Yeah.
You say that again?
A wet schlop. Bit of onomatopoeia for you.
Does it get pushed to the right at all?
Yeah, sorry, it does. It does get pushed back a little bit.
Oh, yeah, good.
10 feet?
Yeah, 10 feet.
Yeah, gets pushed back 10 feet.
Yep. Okay, that's my action.
Sweet as the gelatinous cubes. The gelatinous cubes can move 15 feet. The gelatinous cube that is currently digesting the Atuya, it's going to immediately roll some damage. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, it's not going to switch targets, right? Because it's like already halfway digesting. It'd be like me leaving mains to go eat someone else's mains.
I'm so sorry. The gelatinous cube is going to steal your kill. That is enough to be lethal. That is exactly 1 point over what it needs. You watch. I rolled pretty badly on the damage there. So that was 3d6. I rolled a 14. You watch as the Atuya just digests into the cube. One moment, there's this enormous creature. You can see the skin's being dissolved, the muscles there. The next second, you watch as all the flesh in this sudden pulse of concentrated acidic energy, the flesh just vaporizes, bubbles rising across the surface of the cube, as all that is left of the Atuya inside of it is a perfectly clean skeleton, suddenly slowly breaking apart as all of the connective tissue, all of the flesh melts and disappears.
That's fucked.
The gelatinous cube is going to grow in size from this.
Oh, dear.
Can I have bonus action hit at the end of my turn?
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Yep.
It's the gelatinous cube grows in size. It is then going to move 15 feet towards the nearest warm body, which is Niles and Ember.
Niles! He's very
Yum. As the gelatinous cube moves towards you, Niles, it is going to try and swallow you. Oh, what was that? Fuck off? All right, yeah, sorry. In that case, then it goes for Ember. No.
Yeah, thank you. That's very nice of you.
That is going to be...
I mean, Ember's body is significantly warmer than Niles, right?
That is true.
Ooh, but Niles is in the way. Niles is literally in between Ember and
I did
the
say
cube.
before I was trying to like protect the back line a little bit.
Niles, my friend, I'm going to need you to please make me a dexterity saving throw. You are good at these. At least it's a dex save.
A dexterity
You can
save.
try to grapple this one from the inside as well. I mean...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You should actually, if you choose to fail, you could just start off in there.
I get a head start. Amazing. Incredible.
23
I'm
stealth.
going-
You're gone, Harry. You're just invisible.
Okay. Let's see what I get.
Dex save. Come on, natural one. Come on, natural one. I want to digest the bird. Let's go. Come on.
Nah, it's a 20.
20.
20 on that.
Fine. He's completely fine. You watch as the cube moves over you, Niles. No problems at all. It continues forwards. Goes to engulf Ember. Just move. You just sort of like slap the side of the jelly with enough force to kind of propel yourself backwards, your wings lifting up as it goes straight for Ember. Ember, who wasn't really expecting this, goes, "Oh, fuck!" As it comes down on top of him. That is a dex save for Ember.
He's not very
That's a
good.
It's like a
14.
area thing. He gets to do it like twice in the one turn or as many times.
Yeah. It just, as long as it's got movement, it can do it.
That's
Oh, man.
crazy.
Each
I gotta
creature
get
whose
out of
space the
dodge.
cube
Really
enters for the first time during its movement is
It
engulfed
could just engulf
automatically.
like multiple characters if they're grouped together.
Yes, it
That's
could engulf an
insane.
entire party if you were unlucky enough to like. Yeah.
Wow.
This is the same thing that you had in that well that time when I was a goblin that was obsessed with gold and someone threw a gold coin in the well and I jumped
Yes.
in, right?
Yes,
Okay.
that was a gelatinous cube. Yes. Yeah, when someone tried to trick you into diving into a gelatinous cube. Yes, that was
Yep.
that was pretty rough.
It wasn't a trick. I did it out of voluntary because it was a gold coin there.
It was a gold coin.
Yeah.
Water, gelatinous cube, it wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah. That is a 14 for Ember. That is a pass. Ember is fine as well as the cube moves basically through both. So Ember also pushing himself away. I'm going to even say, Naz, if you kind of like hold out your claw, your one of your legs, talons, he kind of grabs onto that as you pull him back out of the way. Just keeping you.
I did say that I wanted to ready an action against the gelatinous cube
Oh, yes.
before.
Yeah, sorry, you do. Yeah. You did say ready in action.
I mean,
You can
I
activate your attack.
was meaning it to the one at the door, but can I make it so it's like
Yeah, I'm
any
happy to have it
gelatinous
be that, like,
cubes?
yeah.
Cool. I'll do my attacks on it now. So rather than slapping it, I actually will like strike it. I
Punch
guess.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Street Fighter jumping backwards, like punch, like the chipping punches.
Yeah.
Yep.
20.
Ready to attack. The ready to attack. Do I get my 2 attacks or just 1?
You ready an action, which would be 2 attacks.
Yeah, it would be 2 attacks. All right, cool.
Yes.
This isn't with advantage or anything, so that's just I'll just roll my damage on
20.
that first hit.
Just so you know, Matt, as well, the pseudopod from the creature as it moves through isn't able to engulf either of you, so you watch as a large tentacle flies out, punches you in the face. Does 18 hit you?
No.
Then don't worry, a large tentacle does not punch you in the face.
18 doesn't hit you. Well, your DC's 19.
My DC is higher than that.
What?
Because I
It's
have
a
the
monk.
braces of defense.
And braces of
I have
defense.
the braces of defense. I have a +1 from Bart's one of Bart's things.
Yep.
So I'm currently on 21 AC, which is pretty high.
For a monk, it's
Oh my gosh.
an unarmed defense
Harry
as well.
notes this.
Yeah.
Harry notes this and thinks to himself that he needs to eventually invest in a pair of braces of defense.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're pretty good. They're pretty good.
I roll for my second hit. That's a
Yes, please.
that will hit actually. It's a 15.
Oh, Ali, I just saw what you typed in. Did you run headfirst into a cube in your first D&D campaign?
After spending about 30 minutes investigating this like long hallway, there was nothing else in the hall. It was just a long ass hallway.
In the new version, they also specifically say like it fills its entire space. It is transparent. You can't see it. Like
Yeah. And, like
It's a
we were
whole
like
thing.
firing arrows like halfway down the hallway trying to like trigger traps. Things like how far do you
Wait,
send
the
it?
arrows should have like slowed as soon as they hit the cube.
You know, he was asking, how far did you fire the arrow? Oh, I don't know, sort of 15, 20 feet in front of us.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
it was
cube was
about
30.
45.
Yeah, that was it.
Arrow 15.
Yeah, I would have
We were
fired it
trying-
straight down the hallway personally.
We weren't expecting cube, we were trying to set up traps.
Well, now you are expecting cube, and you've
So
learned
they were
a
like
valuable
they were
lesson.
shooting into like the floor tiles. trying to,
Yeah,
like,
okay, fair
Mm.
enough. So that's what caltrops and ball bearings are for. You just roll ball bearings across the floor. You're like, great, here we go. 15 definitely hits Niles. 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you
Yay.
slam into the cube.
Without which is probably more semantic than anything.
Yes.
I see the slime, and I don't like anything to do with this slime. I'm gonna elect for the
You
strikes.
don't like
actually
this slime? We hate all slimes. Slimes
hate
are
the
the
slime.
worst. We hate slime. Slime is bad.
We hate
okay?
them.
Hate them.
Very bad news. Very
Bad
bad.
slime.
Only used in traps.
I don't like them up my ass. I don't like what? Yep. Yeah.
I'm going to elect for the attacks to be force damage. Just
Nice.
try and just punch the slime away from me.
Really punch the slime. Yeah, nice.
Really punch it.
Cool. That is the gelatinous cubes go that is down there. The other one is going to move 5, 10, 15 feet towards Harry. It doesn't really get... I can dash,
how
I guess.
tall are these cubes? How tall are these cubes?
So they are... They're large creatures, so they're probably about sort of 10 to 15 by 10 to 15. So perfect cube. So yeah.
So if I climbed up,
10
if
by
I
10.
climbed up one of those pod things,
Yeah,
that
you'd be
that
technically
the
out of
monsters
reach
are
of the
coming
cube for sure, but you wouldn't be out of reach of the pseudopod, which can kind of knock you down.
I don't like
What's
to
good
climb.
The large section of material that it can throw out to attack remotely when things aren't far enough away.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, when things are too
Yep.
far.
So
Speaking
people are
of,
trying to break the system.
it is going to use its dash to move 5, 10, 15. It can't engulf you, Harry, but it does get right up in your grill. You watch as the cube takes a sudden burst of
Dash?
speed. It can can use its action to dash. That's its full go. Ember. Ember's going to turn towards you, Niles. Look at the cube, look at Flicker, and go, should we get the fuck out of here?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Which is going to use fiery teleportation again. The best ability for a wildfire druid.
Is it a spell slot? Is it a bonus action? Or
It's
is
a
it?
wild shape. He's using a wild shape each time he does it.
Okay, yeah. So he gets like 3 of those.
He gets 3 of them, and then he's also got
what?
an ability with his wild shapes where he can use wild resurgence. That's to spend a wild shape to give himself a level 1 spell slot. Sorry, that's something a bit different. If you have no use of wild shape left, you can give yourself 1 use by expending a spell slot. So yes, he can use wild resurgence to
cool.
regain a wild shape by getting
That's
rid of
actually
a spell
really cool.
slot.
And vice versa.
Is that just once? Or is that like as many times?
Once
as you want?
Per long rest, he can do it.
Okay,
Also, isn't
so
the
4.
Oh no,
Summoning
once on each
of-
of your turns. If you have no uses of wild shape left, you can give yourself
That
1
is-
use. Yeah,
That is OP.
That's very strong.
not bad.
Also,
That
isn't
is.
summoning flickers the wild shape?
Yeah.
The fiery thing. That's just a free bonus action. It's a part of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
stat sheet.
Yeah. He's got it
That's
for yeah.
all.
He can summon Flicker
It's
3 times for
infinite.
combat form. Yeah. So Flicker's we've kind of homebrewed Flicker a little bit. So Flicker takes on a familiar role. It uses the familiar stat block and everything, except in combat. And then to activate Flicker's like battle form, like a mega evolution, he expends a wild shape by like
That's cool.
grabbing his mega stone on his chest, and that's what turns Flicker into the fire form, into the
Does the
Yeah.
move?
No, not Z moves. We're not touching that. Mega Revolution. It's the cool one, all right? We can all
He
agree.
touches his like mega evolution stone around
Yeah.
his neck, and
He's mega stoned. We could
Are we going
Gigantamax
to
it.
see
Maybe.
Crystal Flicker?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We could do like
Z
the.
moves are so much better than Gigantamax.
Are they?
I think so. Z moves are great. I
Mm,
like the meta when you had the Mega Evolutions and Z
Mega
moves.
Evolution's
so every
the
enemy.
best.
yeah, mega evolutions are the best
best.
gimmick.
It's the best.
100%. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, good. We'll leave it at that.
Whatever they were doing with terrestrialization or something, whatever that shit was.
Oh, it was all right. It just wasn't. I hated the visuals of it. Like being able to change a Pokemon's type is great. I hated the hats.
Or the fact that it was like just the same music every single time. It's like if I hear that theme one more time.
Yeah, I would have loved for the if it like changed them into like a different variant, like changed the color scheme of them, and maybe like surrounded them by that element. So like if it was let's say like a Squirtle and you turned it into a fire type, its color palette changed to the fire color, so it was almost like a Charmander color palette and had like flames burning around its feet or something. Like that'd be cool.
I feel like they could have done that. I feel like that wouldn't have been any harder. Like that was that's just a shader for like the sprites, right?
That would have been so much sicker than the crystal hats.
Non-hats.
Fucking hats. Yeah, we're done with the hats. Emma's gonna fire a teleport. Niles, I'm guessing you're willing?
Yes, considering the situation, I am willing.
So where's 15 feet? Oh, he's going to have to move you. There's not really many places he can take you. He's just going to he's literally just going to take you back on the other side of this thing. Yeah, 15 feet's not really... It's not a huge amount of distance, given this thing's speed is 15 feet.
What about where the Gib... Oh, my Roll20 just decided to... Okay. What about where the Gibbering Mouth...
the corpse of the Gibbering Mouther is. The only thing Ember's thinking is that's very quickly becoming a kill box.
Danger zone.
That's where the cubes are slowly moving in to block off that section, which is exactly what they're doing.
Bart turns around and it's got the entire party in it.
In a cube. It's just the skulls all lined up and Harry's metal hand. You're like, oh no. Flesh sculptor.
I assume the gelatinous cube need to dash towards me because like body heat, as opposed to my stealth check, which was
it's not dashing towards you. It's dashing towards Lyra. It's just you're in the way.
Okay. So if I use my attack, I still have stealth.
It doesn't know you're there. It's going for body heat and like I'm imagining they're kind of like mosquitoes, right? Where they're moving towards like the carbon dioxide that you're exhaling, the body heat that you're exuding, because they're not really like. They can't see, there's no eyes, they're tasting like chemical composition in the air as it touches the outside of their body. So in my mind, they're kind of a bit like mosquitoes. So in this instance, it's just moving towards Lyra. It's just that you're in the way, Harry. If anything, sorry, it should be even up here because it's moving towards Lyra, not you. Alrighty. That is Ember's wildfire fiery teleportation. Oh, sorry, I need to make a dex save. There's no point making a dex save for the gelatinous cube. I'll make it, but there's no point.
Roll a 20.
That's nice.
That's an 8. 5% chance isn't actually bad.
No, that's true. That's an 8. That is not enough. That will be 6 points of fire damage. And then Ember is going to... Does Ember have any spells to kind of slow these things down even more? He does have Spike Growth.
Oh.
To sort of lock them down.
That would be very useful.
Yeah, Ember's going to Spike Growth. 20-foot sphere. Yeah, he could get both of them. He could absolutely get both of them, and they'll take damage every time they try and move. And they're not. There's no brain. They're not smart enough to avoid this. Yep, he's going to cast Spike Growth, the level 2 spell slot. And I think I even have a token for Spike Growth in the new animated tokens.
Matt, have you taken any damage?
Nope.
He's been deflecting it like a little bitch. Where are we? Spike Growth. I have a really nice one for Spike Growth. Here we go. Let me drop that down. Oh, that's fucking huge. He's going to drop it down right there. Actually, he's going to put it there to capture the minute.
Kind of scary.
Awesome. It does block the exit a bit.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Why would you put it there? Because then they're not going to... if they move towards people, they're just going to move out of it eventually, right?
Well, the problem is if he drops it on you guys...
I mean, Harry can Misty Step.
Can Lyra? Oh, true. That's a good point. Okay, in that case then, we'll drop it here so they're locked inside of it. Perfect. Alrighty. That is Ember's go as he casts Spike Growth. That is all he can do for the moment. Actually, no, sorry. He will move back away from this thing. Yeah. Sorry, he will move back. He does not want any part of this. He's going to move 5, 10, 15 back, and Flicker will sort of sit on his shoulder. Lyra, it is your turn.
Yeah. All right. So for the action, I'm going to move that moonbeam again. Just drop it straight over the top of the larger gelatinous cube.
Nice.
You can probably hit both of them, right? If you put it between them.
I think it's only Oh yeah, no, because it's
Put it right in the middle. Yeah, you get both of them.
right in the middle. That's
They're
gonna
large
hit both of
creatures.
them.
Yeah.
Yep. And then so hit both of them with that one. I will roll for that. If they can do a con save.
Oh, okay. I can roll con saves for gelatinous cubes. They're not too bad at con saves. 14 and a 13. I think they're both fails.
Both failed.
Both fails. Nice.
So it's
You're muted, Christian. We can't hear you. But very excited.
I was saying big
16
damage, no whammies.
16 radiant's the big one. And then can I have... Oh, yeah. We'll just do the same damage for both. That's easier. 16 there as well. Nice.
then I'm doing a phase step and GTFO. So I'm going to do, I think there is that one. They're all in different areas now.
If you go to actions, it'll be under the bonus actions section as you scroll down. Easiest way to find it.
So I'm going to go 30 feet. Probably
you're just out of the range.
Yep, so I'm going to do that 30 feet to there.
Yep.
And then another 30 and just getting as far away from this as I can.
Nice.
I'm hoping that there's nothing else that's going to sort of sneak up on us.
Lyra, as you approach the canisters up towards the top, you look inside of them and you see there are shadowy figures contained in stasis, but nothing more happens.
Oh no.
That's it. Nothing more happens. Because you haven't...
I'm not touching anything.
Yeah, you haven't turned any dials or pressed any buttons or like fucked with it. And
Good idea.
more importantly, Agron's not there to try and activate them as well. You're all good?
Okay, I think that's bonus action, and movement.
Bart.
Bart is going to grab the Oni horn. Might be useful for later. Not sure as an ingredient or even a way to scry this creature. Going to pocket it in the pouch. And then is going to do what he wanted to do last turn. He's not sure how to get it inside one of these, especially considering most of them are smashed. So he's going to grab the manacles out, flipping Argrim over on his back and sort of police officer style, hands behind his back, manacle him.
Nice.
With it says a utilization action.
Yeah, that's fine. You use action to manacle him. Perfect. The tubes near Lyra, the one that's just to the right of Lyra, the one that's south, is empty.
Oh, because that one did get opened. It didn't smash.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, 100%. I'm going to pick him up and then with half my movement, 5, 10, 15, 15. So there. So I'll just carrying him.
Yep.
I'm not able to move his token, but I'll start to drag him with me across to that one. I don't really have any options for a... let me just check quickly.
You've got this, guys. Good luck. Don't get eaten.
Shield of Faith. No, look, they're not really getting hit. It's just crawling over them. So Shield of Faith's not going to help. Bonus action. I'm just... Boots, good job, guys. I'm going to put him in this.
Nice.
Yay, team.
Yes. Good team. Yes. Ha. Go team. Ha.
Comes over the loudspeaker above you.
And I'll end my turn.
It's like watching a sporting event. Niles, back at the top of the round. It is your turn.
Wow. Niles really wants to punch the gelatinous cube, but he realizes that's probably a silly thing to do because he saw what the big one just did to his foe. So Niles isn't going to do that. Niles is instead going to probably join with the rest of them up top. Probably actually go and help Bart with
Agron. Yeah.
Agron?
Agron?
Yep.
Agron.
Agron.
Yeah, I mean, if you can use your action to dash, so if you get there, you can then pull him probably like 30 feet.
Yeah.
Because what's your movement speed?
45.
45. So if you were to action dash, you can move 90 feet. That's what, 5, 10, 15, 20 to get there. And then you move him
exactly
at half speed. That's still 35 feet that you can move him.
Grappler means I don't have the half.
You don't have the half. You can absolutely, as soon as Bart starts dragging him, you just rush up, grab him by the manacles, and take off.
Bart, quickly, let me take him.
Okay.
Just immediately fly him over, throw him in the tube. If you wanted to, as a free action, turn the nozzle, as you've seen Bart do. Yeah. Especially with Bart sort of calling it, being like, turn counterclockwise.
Trust me. I'm an expert at this now.
Oh, very good. Oh, yes. Oh.
As soon as you start turning the dial counterclockwise, you watch as the glass slides back up, and goo begins pouring in from the top, filling the chamber, and putting the Oni back in stasis
I
once
kind of
more.
just wave a little bit as the slime
You
is
watch-
coming down on him.
As soon as the slime begins to pour over his body, watch as he slowly wakes up, and you look as he makes eye contact with you, Bart, and you, Niles. And his eyes go wide with fear as he sees the green goo beginning to fill up the chamber once more. You hear him go, "No, not this anything," as he's then put back in stasis once again.
I'm going to connect the mental link. We could have done it the easy way.
What the fuck is this? What have you done to me? Let me out. Come on, we can make a deal.
No. I think we've had enough deals, and I'll break the connection.
You can't move. You just see the eyes moving backwards and forwards very rapidly. Niles, anything else on your turn? I'd say that's probably a full turn, flying over, throwing him in stasis, sealing him
Yeah,
in.
that's a full turn.
You're probably
I'm happy
good.
with that. Yeah.
Harry, it is your go next.
What will we say is can I use my reaction to switch weapons, or did we say it has to be a bonus action or an action, or? So I'm holding my crossbow at the moment, effectively.
So are you like dismissing it and summoning it as a new weapon?
If I want to use my rapier, whether it's the conjure one or the one on my waist, I don't mind.
It's a bonus action because it's a bonus action to summon your weapon as a hexblade, is it not?
Yes, I think it is.
Pretty sure it's a bonus action. Then yeah, I mean you could just
And then
change
we agree that like by default
Yeah.
for the first weapon I pull out it'll be the crossbow, and by react like just
Yeah.
by. Okay. Oh, well, I really want to smack this gelatinous cube, and then run out.
and then run out every 5 feet.
It's only 2d8.
2d4
So if I
for
went
every
down here,
5 feet you travel.
If I went
Yeah, that's true.
down out of the thorny thing, it's only one hit, right? Or is that 2 hits?
That'd be 2 hits.
Because I move into one space.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you're on a spike
So
growth,
2
so
hits.
it's like it's the squares that you sort of When a creature
No,
moves
it's just 2
into or
hits.
within the area, it takes 2d4 piercing for every 5 feet it travels. So you move 5. Oh no, it'd actually only be 2d4. It'd only be 2d4 depending on the path you take.
Yeah, but then I can just move 30. That's far enough, and I can just dash toward me again. And I do get a good hit. Yeah, okay, I think I'll just take a bit of damage.
What if we dash and bonus action dash and just keep moving backwards and forwards across 2 squares?
Yeah. That's an option too. Just keep them in the spike growth, let them wear themselves out.
Sold.
Yeah. There's a very classic
take a
Warlock
bonus action
Bard
shot.
multi-class combo where you spike growth and then you use Repelling Blast to continually, and it's called the Cheese Grater, where you put down a spike growth and then Repelling Blast continually your enemies back over the spike growth every single time. It's a very valid, very cheesy.
Very brutal.
Yeah. Hence the Cheese Grater name.
Okay. I'm going to bonus action to switch to my conjure rapier.
Perfect. You
And
watch as the
then-
crossbow changes, glitching out as then it forms your rapier once again.
And the thin line isn't a blade, it's just like numbers.
It's just stretched 1. Just really
Yeah.
elongated.
Oh, do you know what it is? Have you played Elden Ring?
No, I haven't.
It's the coated sword. If you know.
Oh, yeah. Pull up my picture, Dave. Yeah, it's definitely the coated sword.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can chuck it in the chat because it does look really cool. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's really-
It's almost like the sound bite, I think, isn't it? That's what it's made out of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
no, it
just
is
a
text.
blade.
Made of text.
The blade is just
yeah.
made of text and numbers. It's really cool.
So now I'll use my booming blade.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Wait,
Which
do you want
also
to use,
should have sneak
do
attack
you want to
damage
use
as well.
booming blades? You kind of want these fuckers to move.
No, but they
They
can
can
move.
still move.
Yeah,
They just
and
get
they're not
more
intelligent.
damage when
They're
they
not
move.
intelligent enough to know anyway. So yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that is 14 damage. Can I roll a normal one to add my sneak attack damage?
So just
I
roll
have to roll
to
the hit.
Just roll to hit. Yeah.
Oh, that's just damage. That's damage. Yeah.
For booming
I
blade when it
thought
comes on.
this would. I thought it rolls the hit as well for me.
I think you still need to roll the melee attack with the new setup with D&D Beyond. It used to,
Yeah,
it did
it's-
used to, but I think it is different now.
It's a little
Okay.
annoying.
Can I just roll
12
to
hits.
hit?
12 hits, so that'll be 9 piercing plus 13 sneak attack.
And then plus 5
Yeah.
thunder.
Yep.
So that's 18, 27, and then an extra 9 if it moves. That's it.
Nice. I'll mark that off now.
Yep.
There's not much of this
And
cube
I
left.
will-
It's looking pretty hurt.
Get out of dodge. So that's 10 to get right out, and then 20 should be able to get me to.
So as you go to move, it is going to make an attack of opportunity with its suit.
No, it doesn't, because I am a swashbuckler.
Oh, that's true. You are
So
indeed a
if I take a
swashbuckler
hit, I
rogue.
can hit and run.
Yes.
Yes.
I
You don't
don't
see it
know.
often because I'm always shooting.
I don't think we can
That's
call it
what,
hit and run. That doesn't sound great. But I get you.
Slice and dash.
That's
Slice and dash.
problematic. Yep.
Slash and dash. Slash and
And
dash
I
works.
take 2d4.
I will roll that now for Ember's spike growth. Where are we?
Triple check. Did I roll twice or once? I have advantage on that, so I'll just roll a second one and see if it was a crit.
4 on the 2d4.
Okay, it was only 27. Okay, 4 damage.
4 damage from spike growth. Really not that bad at all. It is the gelatinous cube's go. First gelatinous cube goes to move. As soon as it does so, the thunder damage from your booming blade activates, and you watch as it bursts like a balloon. Just immediately, the goo slashing, like just splashing over the ground with a wet slopping noise. There you go, Matt.
We've had a balloon deflate and we've had a balloon burst.
Yeah, as basically like a thick jelly-filled water balloon just covers the ground with goo as it just basically pops the second it tries to move with the spike
That's
growth.
like word of the night. Schlop.
It is. Maybe we should call the episode that. So Ember's within 25 feet. Harry's within 20 feet. It's going for the nearest creature. And you didn't hide this turn, did you, Harry?
I didn't have the bonus action set up.
It's going to move 5, 10, 15, which means it's going to take 64 damage. So,
Excellent.
1, 2, 3. I'll just roll it like that for a members thing. So that's 15 points of damage. And it's still in the moonbeam at the end of its go. Lyra, could you please roll me some moonbeam damage? It is going to make a...
Can you do another con save, please?
Yes, he can. It is going to try and
nice
engulf
roll.
Harry.
That's a good
but-
roll.
Oh, it's actually... Is it ending its turn there? It is going to try and
It's
engulf
ending its
Harry.
turn.
I like how you're making the choice, Ali.
If it
It
dashes,
is ending its turn.
If it dashes, if
Where-
it dashes
where else
to
it
engulf
dashes?
Harry... I think it would dash to engulf the rabbit.
If it dashes, can it still take the engulf action?
Yeah, because it's just when it moves over a space with a creature in it.
Oh.
That's right.
Yeah. It
I'll
will,
be
it,
fine. I'm
it
a
will
dexterous
dash.
rabbit.
It will dash to engulf Harry, which means it's just moving in and out of the moonbeam. Sorry, Lyra. But
Does it
we'll
mean
take
it's
it.
taking more?
Yes, I'll
Yeah,
roll another
2d4s?
2d4. Absolutely. That's another. Holy shit, 7. And then
Nice.
it's-
That's a 4 and a 3, right?
Can I please
Yeah.
have a dexterity saving throw, Harry, as it tries to engulf you?
Of course. I can also add a d4 to it afterwards. That's a 12, so I will add a d4.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. You might.
I'm
want to do
getting dodge. So it's my reaction.
Yep.
When I fail a dex save, I can use my reaction to add a d4.
that. 16.
Oh,
You're all good.
16.
You're absolutely fine. 16's good
Yep.
to go.
That's so good. That, you
That
roll
is
well
all
on
the
that.
that is all the gelatinous cube can do. It uses its action to dash to try and schlop you up. That's all it can do. Ember is going to take one look at the gelatinous cube, look at his hands, and he's going to cast a produce flame. Yeah, let's just do a produce flame. Nice, easy damage, and it deals an extra 1d8 because of his enhanced bond. I'll roll that now.
Is
Alrighty,
it
that
so
will
big?
be-
If it moves some more, is it going to take the d4 damage?
Yes, it's still inside the.
Yes.
the-
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, perfect.
You watch as Ember conjures flame in his hands, stoking it faster and faster, higher and higher, until he then hurls this mote of flame at the gelatinous cube. That is going to be 19 points of fire damage plus an additional 8.
Ooh.
That's enough. That's enough. That's 3 points over what you need. That takes us
Hell
out of
yeah.
combat as Ember stokes this flame in his hands and launches it. You watch as it smashes into the cube and lights the spikes on fire. The cube goes up in an instant, burning as the spike growth that Ember has conjured catches alight as well, burning away, leaving nothing behind except the bones of the e80, which splatter onto the floor, clatter to the floor with a very pleasant percussive sound before scattering over the ground at your feet, Harry, the skull sliding to a stop right in front of you. And that is us out of initiative. Very nice.
Well then.
Well, is
That was
anyone
simple.
in a bad spot?
Surprisingly, no. I'm feeling quite good.
You know,
Quite
I
chipper,
feel good.
actually.
I think
Thanks for the save back there on the blah, 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 whatever that thing was, Harry.
Yeah, I got you. I killed it. Yeah.
And we didn't even need to worry about keeping them alive, so it was fine in the first place.
Yeah, I was worried about the. Yeah, when you said I had a bit of a cold shiver down my spine, and
Your
I was
instinct's
like,
right.
Mhm.
Oh,
was
you
mentioning-
have done well. Done very well. You may return. Preparations for the wings are complete.
Oh, Riz, you can hear us? Yes.
Yes.
Considering we've done extra services on top of putting away your captive, or escapee, do you mind if we take samples of some of those that we bested?
Oh, approved.
Thank you. And gonna try to go around and collect a bit of stuff from like the Otug and the Gibbering Mouth, the stuff that maybe Inkspren can possibly use.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Can
You
I
may
keep-
add. Oh, sorry, you go, Ali.
I was going to say, could I also scoop up some gelatinous cube in an empty vial?
Yep. So you can add to your inventory, Lyra, a vial of gelatinous cube slime, but you may add a Tuya spike, because the spines are probably the most useful thing you can see on the Tuya. The Gibbering Mouther is a collection of mismatched, misshapen flesh with teeth and eyes and mouths over its form with tentacles wrapping around it. What exactly are you harvesting from the Gibbering Mouther? Like, Tuya spines, sure thing. The Gibbering Mouther is a tricky one.
Teeth kind of just look like normal teeth as
Just
far
like
as
human
art's
teeth.
concerned. Yeah, he's just going to grab purely for very similar to honestly Riz, like material. I just want to grab like a section of the flesh, just a part of it that as I'm
Just
forgetting
slice
the
off
word.
one of the tentacles.
So we basically like DNA. We've got a bit of a skin from a Gibbering Mouther. I'm not sure if it's special or not.
And how are you storing this?
Good question.
I mean, you could just throw it in the bag of holding if you really want to.
So I can slop on everything else.
You watch as
Yeah.
the bag man looks up, ready to emerge, and then this.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'm guessing we got it back with the society, but I also have a vial, so I will grab just 4 ounces. Not a lot, but enough that I've got a sample of it.
Flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may add
Yummy.
a vial of Gibbering Mouther flesh to your inventory.
Yum!
Ugh.
So good.
You know that goes
And then-
great with a bit of brown sauce on a bun.
Oh,
And then I did already add it, but I'll just confirm with you. I've added an Oni horn as well to my
Yes,
inventory.
yeah, single
But
only
that's
horn,
cool.
for sure. As you gather these samples, you watch as Ember looks at you and goes like, I mean, personally, mate, I'd be burning that, but sure. I mean, put in a vial.
Well, I mean, usually I'd never really worried about this sort of stuff. I've never done this much killing before in my life before joining your troop. But I don't know. You seem to be using animal parts for everything: tattoos, items, equipment, clothing, weapons, food.
Butter?
I still have this cucumber, sea cucumber pus that I haven't done anything with.
Light
Could be handy.
technology. It's quite impressive, to be honest.
Look, I mean, I may have been considering what might happen if we combine the sea cucumber, the durian that I'm carrying around, and the gelatinous cube acid.
Oh, Lyra, that sounds diabolical.
I don't know if we, encounter anyone with a really good sense of smell.
Oh, well.
Bart would like to go over to Ember and have a look at the silhouette that was not discovered. This one. I know that
yes.
the back one is another Gibbering Mouther,
Yeah.
but the front one.
No, as you gaze into the canister, could you please roll me a d6? Let's see what's in there.
Lovely.
What lurks
A two.
beneath? 2. Let me check my list. Interesting. The canister appears to hold, as you sort of gaze in, it looks like a vaguely humanoid shape. And as you sort of gaze in, wiping some of the condensation away from the glass, you can see what appears to be a yeah, like a very statuesque woman, maybe 7 feet tall. You can see, though, that her skin is covered in these sections of overlapping scales on her shoulders, up her neck, and her hair, this very long, dark hair that's tied back, has these long, thick braids that are very, very like snake-like in appearance. You can see her.
Oh.
It's not a Medusa.
Okay.
It's not a Medusa, but
Not a
you can see very
Gorgon, however.
not a Gorgon, not a Gorgon. But because in D&D, Gorgons are like the big bulls that can breathe, petrifying.
Oh,
it's a little bit different in D&D. But as you look at Lyra, if Bart calls you over to investigate, it looks a little bit like a yuan-ti you've seen before.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, no, that can definitely stay in there.
You just pat the vial right where you are.
Yeah.
Are you sure? I'll just like a bit lowered, so Riz, I don't want Riz to hear this. It looks humanoid. Are we certain that, unlike the Oni, this one is okay to be here? We don't need to save it?
Well, I think
Last
Lyra
time
might
I
be
read-
yes.
Well,
go,
last
Lyra.
time I saw the yuan-ti is how I kind of lost my body, so I'm not really all that keen on another encounter.
Okay, no, that's fine.
I mean, yeah, no.
Niles, what's in the one beside Argrin? I'm just curious.
Niles looks over. What does he say?
D6, please, my friend.
Fantastic. Come on.
Gaze into the canister, again wiping that condensation away to peer inside.
It's
one. Okay, perfect. I was hoping we'd get a 1. As you look inside the canister, Niles, it seems to be, at first glance, a series of like tendrils, worm-like tendrils, each about as long as your arm. There are about 30 of them, all bound together into this writhing mass, frozen in place inside the vial of green goo. Some sort of swarm of these long worm-like creatures.
I don't quite know what this is.
Let me have a look. As I'm running over there, you'd notice a smile of just joy across Bart's face at the moment. Unlike the Underdark, Bart has always wanted to leave the theocracy, explore, travel around, see things, experience them either with Satine or whatnot. You know, a explorer and adventurer in his youth that he looked up to quite a bit. So now that he's not trapped in the Underdark, this is all super fun, doing like actual adventuring.
Yeah.
I'm going to run over to Niles like a kid in a candy shop and look in this canister.
Yeah, as you gaze in, you see the same thing. This like massive, 20, maybe 30 worm-like creatures, each, about as long as your arm, maybe sort of 50, 60 centimeters long, all sort of writhing together in this cluster.
Are they attached at all?
I'm going to tap the glass a little. I'm not certain.
They don't move. The gel keeping them suspended in this sort of like, and suspended animation state.
Try. No, maybe don't do that.
Hey, Riz, what's this thing?
These are interesting. Picked these up from a floating island high above. It was a dark place.
Oh.
Not encountered anything like these before.
Could you elaborate on what
You studied it,
things
right? Yes.
do? Yes.
What do they do? This could be very pertinent.
Return to the central chamber and I can show you my notes.
The memory escapes him. What was the name of this floating city?
Noctis.
Noctis. I thought it was. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, the cursed floating city where
Riz.
any who stay the night are cursed to a state of unlife.
As we're walking back up through the hallway, I'll try to keep speaking to him through the multiple speakers.
The voice carries along and you can hear him the whole way through the ship.
How did you get to Noctis and retrieve this sample?
I
Or how did you
sent
retrieve
a
it?
drone. A type of construct that helps me gather things.
Oh. Like a warforge, perhaps? Or something
Yes,
more
somewhat
rudimentary?
similar. Yes. Without the character of a warforged, yes.
Okay.
as you walk through the corridors. It doesn't take you too long to get back to the central space. The lights again illuminating the floor, guiding you back to this enormous antechamber. As you step in, you can see, similar to the glass canisters that you've seen inside these rooms, floating in front, held aloft by these massive claws that have come down from the ceiling, these three-fingered mechanical arms that have emerged from that large central mechanical heart above the chamber. You can see that the wings that you had handed over to Rizicik, inside the canister, suspended in, rather than green, this time in this very light blue gel-like substance, the feathers are slowly, meticulously being placed inside each one of these little tiny pores by these very, very small mechanical arms moving through the gel as they pick apart the stuffed version of your wings, Bart, and begin joining them together. A little flash of light as each feather is joined into the flesh that has grown there. And you can see that they're about 80% done. There's still, most of the long flight feathers have been put in place. It's just a lot of the outer sections of the feathers, the covering, the downy covering, to finish off your new wings. They are resplendent and beautiful, just as you remember. And you can see hands held inside these little, like, almost like cylindrical gears coming out of the roof, moving around, clearly controlling these with his much smaller hands. You can see Rizicik is positioning these feathers with a very quick and deft movement. And as he notices you approaching, he does the equivalent of him smiling. You watch as the mandibles open wide, revealing all of these tiny tendrils moving inside his insect-like mouth as these compound eyes gather in your features.
Ah, well done, well done. Yes, I am almost finished.
That's fine. Thank you for this help. So, yeah, what?
Oh, yes. The
What
carrion
What's that
worms. I have named them. You like? Good name.
And have you found out much about their biology? The way they work?
Yes. Let me show you.
You watch as one of the smaller arms reaches over and swipes across the grey slate. And again, the large screen in front of you spins for a moment. You watch as many, many entries, these thousands of pages swipe past at a rapid rate, creatures flickering before your eyes before it freezes on this anatomical diagram of the worm. You can see much clearer here than inside the gel. You can see this long head, a very wedge-shaped head, armor plated as it gets towards the top, almost this very like triangular design, barbs facing back and away, curving around from that head backwards. And then as it gets to the body, you can see what at first looked like a worm-like body is actually hundreds of these segmented sections, again, covered in backwards-facing spines. It is bone white like a maggot with these stripes, these striations, almost like mottled brownish red, like that of a rotting corpse across its form.
Yes, the head design, like a burrowing creature, but made to burrow into flesh.
What did your research tell you about Noctis? Were you there long? What did you observe?
I would not go near. That place is affected by powerful magic. It is a type of curse, but worse, much more powerful.
Was your drone affected by the curse?
Yes, its power was drained during its time there. I had to send another to retrieve it. The energy cell, you would call it core for Warforged, was completely drained. Very scary.
That is rather worrying. That it can seemingly drain both, electrical energy and also organic.
It feeds on all life. This place you call Noctis. It is a place of death, worse than death.
It's kind of doing what Figment is doing.
I look at Bart.
That's you.
What do you mean?
Well, Figment is consuming bits of Harry, and it wants more mechanical energy as well. It seems to collect all forms of life, mechanical or organic.
I mean, but Figment is converting that into a mechanical output, whereas it sounds like in Noctis it simply just causes death.
Well, what if it's doing something like that and no one's just seen what it's converting it into?
I hadn't thought of that.
The data from the probes. Oh, sorry. Lyra, you go.
No. All good.
I am
was just...
concentrating.
He just plucks more feathers. No, you go.
I was just saying, that is actually a good point. Like, I never sort of really considered that Figment might be more parasitic than symbiotic.
It is a very good point.
Yeah, Figment wouldn't be consuming me. Figment's my mate.
That very
Yes.
silent pause.
From everyone, IRL and in-game.
I'm sure there have been people that have befriended tapeworms, Harry. I'm sorry. Nah.
I was going to say the little illusionary
He's not
Figment.
the tapeworm.
Figment's not a tapeworm. That's true. Well, actually, also
No.
tapeworm helps you lose weight technically. So, like, is it a no.
The net positive.
Well, and there's a lot of research saying that a lot of our autoimmune diseases and disorders are because our immune system is used to dealing with things like parasites. And now that we're sort of basically, I mean, if you're in a country with really good access to healthcare, you don't get parasites anymore. And part of the theory is that they provide a really vital role in helping to calm down and actually train your immune system. And that's why we're getting so many more autoimmune disorders. Getting really deep here, but like just a fun fact, something to consider.
People
So like,
need to eat more dirt.
It's terrifying to think about.
yeah, don't panic if you get a tapeworm. Basically,
Harry goes around licking windows and stuff. Like
that's so true.
This is true. Already seen it in the campaign. Bart will turn back to Riz. Sorry, what you were
I saw
about
you
to
like
say?
go to attempt his full name and then you go, nah, fuck it. Just like, I watched you do it. It's like, okay, fair.
Rizitich, right?
Rizic, yeah.
Rizit. Yeah.
Riz, you were about to say something? We're talking about the converting of energy. Your drone picked up something?
Yeah, something about your data.
Yes, my data. It showed a draining effect, like how to describe? Zika does not translate. Like energy of life. Soul, you call. Yes.
Oh. In your experience, you are quite a learned creature. Have you experienced anything like this in any of the other realms?
I have never experienced or heard of anything remotely like this Noctis.
What would happen when Hadar eats the world with Noctis on it? Like, will Noctis eat Hadar, or will they eat each other? Like,
Oh. Tempting to sample. Could leave probe or drone, maybe.
what if you get, I mean, it's a floating island. I mean, if you've got the technology, you could take the island and fire it at Hadar.
Yeah, it's a flying city. We could just fucking fly it at Hadar.
I mean, ultimate test case to see what would happen.
Sample requested.
Well, on what he
Curious.
just mentioned, though, the draining effect, it sounds very now similar to. Obviously, we know giant technology, but Figment turning energy into something else, and souls. It sounds like some sort of a, I don't know, like a furnace, but instead for like heartstones.
Hearthstone related, do you think, Bart?
I'm just using information I know. I worked in furnaces, converting of energy, and then this thing is collecting souls. We know the heartstones work with souls. I don't know. I'm dumb mathing it with what I know.
Maybe another question for Sinmare. She might know.
We just know it's a threat to Nostea, and it's not our problem for now. But obviously, someone's going to need to address it at some point.
It could be. I'm being dead serious about the idea of maybe seeing if the actual society could help us
100%.
fire it at Hadar.
We definitely would want to know what it is first before sending it to him, because if it is giant technology, who knows if he might use it to his advantage.
You watch as a fucking nebula-sized heartstone appears in Hadar.
Oh my god!
That'd be horrifying.
That would be horrendous.
Harry, do you think Figment?
Yes.
I haven't thought to ask this. I know Figment's databanks are quite limited. Would Figment know anything about Noctis being giant of origin, perhaps?
Harry feels awkward because the flesh person's here, and you put a big effort in hiding Figment. So Harry will internally just check in with Figment. Do you know anything about a Noctis?
I mean, it's not a surprise. The first sculpture knows about Figment, right?
Not really.
Not really.
Well,
Harry's been
Pretty
making a real
cagey.
effort to like hide this.
Well, there was like he wanted your sample, and you weren't gonna do it.
Just of the metal arm. He doesn't know about Figment though. He knows Harry
Yeah,
has
because
like
I went to a corner and I talked to
Yeah.
Figment.
Are you
in my
sure?
head.
Yeah. He was very
To
careful.
make Niles feel better, Bart did also just bring it up as well accidentally.
Yeah, I assumed that we knew that he knew, but you refused the sample.
Mm.
Okay, my fault.
No,
I mean,
so
we just talked about Figment, and then for all he knows, Figment is just like Sinmara.
Yeah, we hadn't specifically mentioned.
Like we haven't said Figment.
Yeah. Okay.
so Rizic
Well, I
was
guess we still
interested.
haven't really mentioned that.
No, you've just
Yeah.
mentioned a name that doesn't mean anything to Rizic. And like the thing is,
Exactly.
well, right,
That's true,
Figment
that's
is
true.
also a word, and so you got to remember he's translating this through whatever that translation matrix is.
He's-
You're not even sure if he's detecting this as a name. It might just be coming
Yeah,
up
that's
for
a
him
good
as a
point.
word. So there's not a lot of context. He hasn't.
I noticed
asked any-
the uncomfortableness, and I do it like a double take.
Yeah.
But then I
Harry will internally check in with Figment.
Yeah.
Hey, Figment, do you know anything about a Noctis?
I have no record of a Noctis, Harry. It's not of giant make as far as I'm aware. If it is, then I have...
A floating, anything that fits the description by a different name, though? Like a floating city that...
There were many cloud giant cities and castles. I mean, the Storm's Redoubt, the home of the Storm Giants, is an enormous floating sky castle. It is not uncommon technology. The Storm Giants and Cloud Giants in particular relied on these enormous forts. Even the Hill Giants used a form of propulsion technology, a weaker one, to allow them to travel.
Harry, I've just had an idea. Can you, when you're checking with Figment, whenever that is, what if this is a Nam's Heartstone?
what?
What if he had a Heartstone like all of us? If he was a god of gigantic proportions, I don't. Are gods big? What if on the island of Noctis somewhere is the reminiscences of his Heartstone? It's draining in souls and energy, like we thought.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Figment would say that the floating islands were not uncommon in giant tech with the Storm Giants and even the Heal Giants using the floating islands. I don't think he would know anything about a specifically named island or an island that fits the description. So it's definitely possible that.
I mean, I don't know if this is common knowledge. This is a little bit out of game. Noctis is the name of that. It isn't known by giants as Noctis. It's just a name assigned by the Nostaians as Noctis.
Yeah,
You
right?
know that all the
Yeah.
names for the sky cities, they're given by Nostaians, given by. So for
Correct.
Volantis, that's the one that the Astrolobes, they called it that. Noctis, Eris, all of these are names that have been given.
Aaron, yeah.
So you don't know what
That's
the
why I
giants
specifically
called
asked
them.
by
Yeah.
that description.
Yeah, as you
That's why I said
go
that
through that.
I have no databank entry of a place that is affected by such a curse. This must have happened after I was... Well, before my records go back.
Yeah, so we can add it to the to-do list, but I think Ember's home is probably the priority.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, indeed, of course.
Harry,
Yeah.
I am scared of this place. I know not why. But what you say fills me with dread. Do not go there.
Oh, Noctis.
I will. Harry in his mind says, "Yeah, okay, noted. We'll talk about it more later, but it's not on the cards right now anyway. But we'll figure this out later. But I hear you, buddy. I hear you."
Riz, one final thing. Unfortunately, they're sort of locked in the bathtub of goo still. You capture a lot of creatures. Do you have a spare set of manacles? I used mine.
Manacles. Ah, metal chains. Can fabricate. Can fabricate.
Oh, thank you.
Unless you would like yours back.
I feel like yours might look more stylish, to be honest.
Can try.
Giving it all new meaning to bracelet?
I'm just looking at all of his like flashy neon stuff and cool metal technology. They're gonna look better than my iron one.
Now,
he's gonna have like cool like cyberpunk versions.
You are ready. 4 wings attachment? Yes.
Yes.
It's okay, Bart. If you need to take some time, I know this is a big thing for you.
I pat him on the shoulder. I'm like, trust me, you'll be fine. Nothing to worry about.
We'll be here.
And it's gonna go. It's gonna work, Riz?
Yes, I am directly involved.
You made an entire new body.
Niles is going to insight check, not because he doubts Riz, but just wants to know.
Yeah, as you sort of insight that Rizichik, now you have me calling Riz.
Have attached many fingers, toes, arm, and even head. Wing is easy.
He's definitely not winging it, but you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. 24. Yeah, Niles, that confidence is not masking. It's not overcompensation. This task of recreating the wings, the bit that had Rizichik interested was the applying of all the feathers. Rather than growing them brand new, taking the original feathers and rejoining them back in precisely to almost like a puzzle. The actual connecting of nerves again to graft the wings back on, that's easy for him. Yeah.
I would hazard a guess then he could have grown the wing completely organic. Like
he offered
from
to,
scratch.
and Bart was like, I want my original wings. So he's done a much harder version of this for himself.
Okay.
Partly because it's more interesting as a challenge, and partly because Bart said, "Well, I want my original wings," and so he's like, "Okay." Sure.
I like to imagine, like, for him, it's like almost like a puzzle, like
Yes,
him having
exactly.
to like, work it out.
Yeah. This is a creature who is obsessed. Their entire focus. I mean, 24 is a lot of insight. You've spent a bit of time now.
Yeah.
Rizichik is entirely focused on untangling one mystery in particular. All of this is in pursuit of one mystery. The pursuit of what life is and how it works. That is everything. From everything you've seen, Rizichik is trying to understand something fundamental, something simple and complex. All of this is in pursuit of that goal. The providing of services to sculpt flesh to rework it, that's a side part because it gives him access, gives it access to other things. It wouldn't do it unless it was still helping its main research. Everything it's doing is in pursuit of this. And that sort of discussion around Noctis, yeah, it's scared of Noctis too. Definitely. And it's not said much about it. It's left it pretty vague, but it's scared about it too. It doesn't know what it is.
Take that insight on board. Interesting.
Bart's gonna take off the I'm trying to remember back, but I think I got it from the drow, the plate armor, piece by piece.
Please undress. Remove exoskeleton.
And take off sort of the
you call it.
the top wraps of his Liang clan styled robes that cover his body, revealing the two sort of scar marks.
I'll assist you with the removal of the plate armor because that realistically does take a while. Yeah.
And where do you want me?
Right there.
And then you watch as a claw comes down from the ceiling and goes to pick you up. Do you allow this to happen?
Yeah,
like a claw in like one of those like vending machines. It comes down to pick you up.
Give me a sec. I'm fine. I hold my nerves.
Fantastic. As the claw reaches down and picks you up, Bart, for a moment you're raised up into the air, and then the claw lets go, and you drop, landing into the vial of clear goo with the wings that have been moved underneath you. And as you slowly sink into the goo, you find yourself kind of floating as sensation begins to leave you. Whatever this substance is, numbing your skin underneath the feathers for a moment. And then you watch as all around you, hundreds of those tiny little arms that were plucking the feathers and repositioning them start to pivot and rotate you so that you are facing down at your friends through the glass bottom. And you feel this tugging on the skin of your back. For those of you outside the canister, you watch as these arms begin to cut open the scar tissue, cutting away at the skin and removing it. The blood doesn't flow. The goo keeps it locked in place. The blood can't sort of leave the veins because the goo holds it in position. Bart doesn't seem to be feeling this. You don't see him wince or move or anything, but you watch as it cuts away very deftly as Ruzicik focuses, its arms moving rapidly, fingers moving as these tiny little threads connecting to this sort of box above it seem to move the arms up inside the canister. Ali, I saw you raise your hand.
I was going to say, as a guess, would the gel that he's currently in, after we've bought these gelatinous cubes, like, is the gel that he's in just modified gelatinous cube that's been changed?
Can you make me a nature or arcana check, please?
Oh, that's cool.
17. Lyra, it's definitely an ingredient for sure. It has to be. Looking at the way it's working, looking at the way it kind of suspends him, it's less of the acid, but more of that kind of, Ruzicik has done something to create this. This is organic in nature, and it is wrapping around and moving. Yeah, something very strange about this, beyond just it being like a substrate to hold him in position.
I've sort of got like anesthesia across my entire body.
Yes, you do.
Right?
You don't feel any pain, but you just still feel the sensation of your skin being moved, of you being shifted. You still feel hot and cold. It's just pain that's numbed.
That would sound so weird, though.
That's how anesthesia
With actually
works.
having a bit of a physical sensory bath, as we were talking before, I feel like this time it might work. I would like to, as there's just my mind focusing on things.
Gonna call
I'm
out
doing
for your
this.
episode.
Yes. Yeah.
You guys keep insisting on doing this. I love it. Yeah.
Now that I've got a moment of quiet, I can't hear anything because of the ooze around me. I can just see my friends. My mind goes to why I'm doing this, and the images again of Chinese-esque courtyards spinning and pirouetting in the air, swooping down with wind around us, with me and Satine arm in arm. I would like to reach out to her again with the Heartstone.
Can I please have a D100? Because she doesn't have a Heartstone, which means that this is calling into the void. That's a 2! This is unbelievable. How does this keep happening?
I think I've rolled more than a 10 when we're trying to like reach out.
I'm gonna have to come up with a lore reason as to why this isn't working. Some like signal blocker that's been active this whole time. I'm gonna have to change this for the lore to work, because you have rolled so badly on this every time.
That's a 2 out of 100.
Holy fucking
These
shit.
hustlers suck.
You contacted her.
We go to what's her name? We go to Sid Mara, and she's like, "Oh, you've got the faulty version. Here you go."
Yeah, sorry, you guys have been working on Heartstone 11. We've been working on Heartstone 12 now for 6 months. You need the security update.
Firmware.
Heartstone XP, guys. We've moved past this.
DM, I'm happy for you to explain whatever happens, but considering it's not the desired outcome, I'd like to think, at least for Bart, thinking about Satine, thinking about going back home, my mind is going to instead somewhat drift off to a scenario that I don't remember, but I was told of my brother laughing with Obsidian Foot instead.
Oh, shit.
Your mind does go elsewhere as you sort of find yourself distracted by the thought of your brother Alphonse abandoning you to the Underdark. This imagined scenario in your mind, right, of Alphonse and Obsidian Foot laughing, Obsidian Foot telling Alphonse that he has cut off your wings, clipped your wings, and now you are no longer a threat. Alphonse laughing and chuckling, handing over gold or goods or even nothing in exchange for this violation of you and your body. And in that moment of anger, fear, and betrayal, that connection to Satine slips, and instead you find your mind reaching out further. We're going to wrap up tonight on a pretty... I'm sorry about the cliffhanger, but we're going to wrap up tonight as you feel yourself sort of drifting in this sea of rage and betrayal and hurt. And then suddenly, there's this resonance. As you feel that same emotion, betrayal and hurt, echo back towards you. And as you do, you hear a voice. No. What are you? And that is where we're going to leave off for tonight.
Oh my.
Thank you so much, everybody, for
Hey.
joining us. We will be back next week as we deal with the fallout of that disastrous roll once again.
I just wanted to say I love you to my girl.
You're gonna have to
I love
roll.
baby.
You're gonna have to
I
roll
love you, baby.
better than that.
hate to tell you, Eagle's there, and that's a new
That's my
boyfriend.
It's a new man. New foe.
That's a new man.
Who dis?
Martin, you've changed.
Yeah,
Primordial entity. this is what
exactly.
I
Yeah.
remember.
If you can't love me at my worst, as you feel, Satine. Yeah. All right, we are going to go and raid another channel, our lovely Twitch viewers, so don't go anywhere. Let's go and raid. I don't want to do a replay. Let's go and raid the Plot Hook, doing Waterdeep Dragon Heist. We'll go raid them. They're having a good old time. I'll start that raid going right now. For those of you watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast, thank you so much. Remember, if you leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel, you can help influence the disastrous D100
Please.
rolls. You can each like, comment, and subscribe is a burning of a bad D100, replacing it with a good one. It's the only way to fix this problem with the communication. That's all we can do to help out. And if you're listening to the podcast, make sure you leave a comment, hit 5 stars, whatever version of engagement there is. It really helps us out. The YouTube algorithm's a bitch. We got to make it work for us. We will see you all again very, very soon. Until then, stay safe and stay well. We'll see you all very shortly. Goodbye. Farewell. Mwah.
Hey.